Hailing frequencies are open. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Shield of Tomorrow, the Star Trek RPG show here on Geek and Sundry Live. I'm giggling because Sam was just giving a very interesting, detailed explanation of what subspace was to our doctor, and it was great. It was pretty amazing. Like, why do you need a Wikipedia? Get yourself a Sam.
We have Sam.
Solves the problem.
We have Samapedia.
Samapedia.
Can't have them. They're ours.
WikiSam.
I was called encyclopedia in school. This brings back memories.
Were you? I was called Campbell Soup. That's so much better.
Good memories, though. Maybe. Okay.
That's a bomb nickname.
I was gonna say.
Eventually I got there.
Yeah.
All right. So announcements. We don't have that. We don't have that many announcements tonight, but we do have fan mail, which we were aiming to do once a month, but we caught a break this time around, and we got a couple of things. Why don't we start on this side of the table before we jump into the announcements? Hector, I think
there's a fan mail here.
I think you got something.
Ship to Shield of Tomorrow and Hector Navarro. This is from Elizabeth Dean.
This was clear for Nana's, right?
What's that?
Yes, it was.
What'd you get?
Well, I'm going to look at this first. This is from Etsy. For Hector, this hat is in the style of present-day naval ships. Thought you might like this because of your favorite captain from the Ox crew. Oh, this is going to be good.
Oh, right on.
Look at that.
So cool.
Oh, that is sexy as hell.
Oh my god. Awesome.
That looks good on you, too.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, I look good in hats. I look like
looks good on you. That's
I should grow my hair and then I look like Spielberg. And there's a lollipop in here.
And a lollipop.
Yay.
That's right.
Etsy.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
Oh man, I think I've seen Etsy store make stuff like that. There's one for Galactica too, which I was like, oh man.
You can look for this stuff at shop.seams-geeky.com. Seams Geeky. Seams. SEAMS.
It's the refit too. That's my favorite ship in all of Star Trek.
Can confirm actually geeky.
The A, the NC 1701A.
The refit
I love
from
the
Motion
refit.
Picture.
Yeah.
Cool.
Refit's my favorite ship.
Enterprise,
I love it. Love it.
Sorry.
If you ever get a chance, listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson's and his Starship Smackdown at Comic-Con when he starts.
It's the greatest thing ever.
It's
the greatest thing ever.
Do we have any more? I feel like we got one more. Yeah.
We have one for Amy.
Actually, Amy's got two.
Oh, we got two for Amy.
Yeah.
Throlo gets two. What is it?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna scan this real quick to see.
If you're permitted.
So many. All right, it's
changes in motion.
Dear Dr. Shishiro, since the recent hiatus of your special botany project, I've been worried you might feel a bit lonely. As just a medical orderly, I can't do much to help with your more complex and risky tasks, but it is my job to do all I can to help make your job easier. So I've taken the liberty of acquiring a little friend for you.
Oh. It's gonna be a. Oh, what?
Is that an Andorian tribble?
Is that a
She's
thing?
a sort of marsupial cousin of a tribble, I'm told.
Wow.
Don't worry, she's sterile and doesn't need much care. She can hold small objects in her pouch. For you, gaming dice as a completely random example. It says, I hope she can bring you some small measure of joy. Thank you for being an inspiration to all your staff, even the newest and lowest ranking ones like me, Medical Orderly Chilmbrar, aka Thesser of the Ox Crew.
This is so cool. Look at it.
It's a triple popple.
So now we have two tribbles on this ship. This is very dangerous.
Dun,
This is very dangerous.
This is how it starts.
She's sterile, so that's amazing.
Here's mine.
Yeah.
Ox crew, 3 tribbles.
Run. We will all.
So I don't want it in front of anybody's place.
The little,
Wow.
little antenna sticker.
And it functions as a
We can have it like sneak up. It'll sneak.
All I'm saying is I'm sitting at a pretty good table right now. Of cuteness.
Always have been.
Damn it. I forgot Holly. She's on my desk. Holly sits on my desk at all times.
It's important.
There was zero chance of not being emotionally compromised today anyway, but just to make matters better than this already incredible thing, I believe we have a long-awaited arrival?
Yes, we do. I'm going to check the... I'm going straight to Ox Crew chat right now to...
It is a tripod.
I'm logging into our Discord to see if there was a response.
That's
Put your
amazing.
Enterprise hat back on.
It's great.
So amazing.
They'll get back to me. F-Day fan.
You stepped as F-Day fan, right?
F-Day fan.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
F-Day fan
so excited.
got Amy a medical tricorder. Those have been discontinued for so long.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
Amy, get this. When the show first started, I was going a little crazy with the the budget that we were given. I was kind of spending money, and I bought a modification kit that actually, if you're willing, and we can get maybe Ian or one of our crew guys on it, but we can crack that open and actually turn it into a real prop tricorder. Because I have all the electronic innards that you can insert into a toy tricorder to make it actually light up and scan.
I want to do this to all my toys.
It was like a couple $100, and I've got it. And it's just sitting on my desk. I don't know what to do with it. But now that we've got a tricorder,
We know what to do with it.
we know what to do with it. So I'm leaving that as an option because that's your tricorder.
That's like how
Could be a fun little experiment.
is that like how people like will hack like an old school Game Boy and be like, yeah, just put every Game Boy game
Yes.
in there.
Wait,
we
that
have that
reminds me-
technology.
Yes, there's an
now.
Etsy store in Canada that makes these modifications for old school like Trek collectibles, and they make it so you can, with an instructions thing and everything, and they can make it so you can modify it.
That reminds me, where are my lights? Where are my lights?
Oh yeah, where are your lights?
We brought them on to Behind the Shield, and then
Where-
they were taken with the Behind the
Then they're
Shield
probably in
stuff.
storage for Behind the Shield right now. Because they're getting really good at keeping the Twitch set clear. All right, well, thank you so much for these incredible gifts, as always, Ox Crew, my goodness.
man.
Eric, real quick question that
Yeah.
may or may not have any bearing on what we're doing tonight, but just like a chronology question. At this point in Star Trek timeline, aren't tribbles extinct? Didn't the Klingons
I think so, actually.
wipe them out, like destroyed their homeworld?
I think so. I think they are.
Because they were a sworn enemy to the
Not
Klingon
anymore.
Empire.
Not anymore. So now you know exactly how you're going to conquer the Klingon Empire. Just going to drop triple bombs.
We got them.
High
He
orbit.
thinks he's joking.
What's up?
Yeah.
They were.
Like that wasn't enough.
Like,
Unless they weren't.
I mean, what?
Probably
I have
were.
no idea what you're
I say we
talking
triple
about.
bomb it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Do we have announcements?
Welcome back,
Aside from
Josephine.
that, I think
That's
the only other announcements we've got is giveaways are starting up again. We're going to be starting up probably next week. Star Trek Online and our good buddies over at Modifius have got some really cool surprises that we're going to start being able to give away. We also have Behind the Shield, which is coming up tonight at 7:30 p.m., hosted by one Sam Delev, and it'll be really interesting. Do we know who's going to be on it tonight?
We know a few people, but we're going to pick in part based on what's going on tonight. So,
That's-
like,
that's
if
fair.
your character is dead tonight, you're going to be on the show, which is why I'm the host.
All right, well, there you have it.
As your doctor, you are not allowed to die.
So,
Sam, what if Commander Rue bruises their knee? What then?
Well, if they're not dead, then I can't host.
Wait, that's not.
this is a dark turn.
See, I didn't ask. What if Commander Rue were to eat it? Because that's never going to happen. That's not going to happen.
They're going to be the first one to eat it.
I do have a quick announcement, if that's okay.
Yep.
On Monday, which is this upcoming Monday, the 12th, there is a 1920s radio show that I'm a part of that I've been doing for a very long time, including people like Taliesin Jaffe and Matt Mercer and all them. It is our 10th anniversary show, Monday night. I can't remember where it was, but it's all over my social media. And Mercer's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. A lot of the original cast is gonna be there, and it's gonna be awesome. And we
think
record
Matt
it
told me about
live
this.
in front of a live audience, and then the audience does all the sound effects, and it's really
Oh, that sounds
yeah, it's super cool.
Okay, so we'll make sure to post up that information too, so you can go check it out. But I think Matt was telling me about this.
Yeah. We've been doing it for years. That's actually how I know Matt and Taliesin.
Right on. Oh yeah, that's what he was telling me about. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, what's up?
I've already gotten to lose my mind a lot, but I should maybe mention that Gina and I, in place of the much lamented Minds and Crafts, have a new show called Weave, and we're having a really good time.
Yes,
They're
I will
so
say.
great, and if you
The Weave
Society, Wednesday,
Society was a
9:30.
ton of fun. Yeah, Wednesday nights at 9:30 p.m. right after
Right here.
Wednesday Club.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fun.
you guys had a hell of a show last time.
It was fun.
Fish people with things that look like Black Lagoon. Anyway, tune in to find out what I was just talking
I
about.
have no idea.
All right, we got a lot to get through tonight, folks. So the only other announcement I have is just a huge congratulations to SpaceX. Holy
Yes,
shit.
yes.
Did we
Yes.
accomplish something? The human race did something pretty wacky this week, in the good sense.
Littered where no one has ever littered before.
Yeah, exactly. There is an article, does this count as space junk? But you know what? My philosophy is it would be considered space junk, except that it's blasting Bowie. So no, it's space treasure. Find it and keep it. All right.
Playing Starman forever.
Yeah. Yes, Sam, you have one more announcement?
I'm excited.
Oh boy.
That's
Ominous.
Sultry from Sam could mean combat or romance. We don't know. So
Or both at the same time.
One and the same.
One is the other.
frightening.
All right.
Got chills there.
So much just happened to me.
And of course, welcome back, Josephine.
Oh, thank you.
So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of Shield of Tomorrow. And then Q just snorts up the universe.
Snorts it up?
Yeah,
It was
just,
the 80s.
like, does a
He was
line.
created in the 80s.
Does a
All right, that
universe
makes sense.
line.
He took a lesson from the universe.
An upper or a downer?
Snort.
You went.
It depends on which portion you get. Currently, the soul system is a huge downer.
No,
But
stages
it's going up because we've got Bowie blasting as we fly.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Nike, just do it. Wait, crap.
No.
Wrong one.
No. Okay, so let's go into a recap because we got the crew of the Sally Ride is in the thick of it right now.
I'm saying there's something else. But
Keep this pretty short. Basically, the ultimate takeaway from previous episode was that after a very awkward dinner with the Admiralty and some uninvited guests, namely the Klingon General Kargan, who is basically taken command of Narendra Station. Upon the ending of that meeting, the crew of the Sally Ride was given an order, a very high-risk and possibly reckless maneuver on part of the Admiral to hand it to you right there on paper. Possibly that could be evidence of the level of scrutiny that she is under, and old tricks are the best tricks. So handing you a slip of paper, giving you secret orders, authorization to seek and destroy Klingon enemy that is currently in operation in the Kuviam system, or believed to be, where, big reveal, apparently secret Federation assets are being stationed. The implications being that if these Federation assets are discovered by the Klingons, it could tip the balance of power into the Federation. It could reveal that the balance of power has been tipped into the Federation's favor, and that would trigger a bloodbath on Narendra Station, likely resulting in a huge all-out fight that almost certainly Starfleet would not win, being outnumbered 2-1 on the station. 60% of the Klingon population on the station, not only do they have the majority, but most of them are of the warrior caste. Not everybody on Narendra Station is considered combat trained, of course, because you're Starfleet, but obviously a bulk of the personnel on Narendra Station is science. Much like the Sally Ride, who's been ordered into battle by the Admiral April Hebert. And where we pick up tonight's game is the morning of. You guys had your pretty intense staff meeting last night where all options were being discussed. And I kind of imagine, because I know that y'all have had time to plan outside of the game session as I encouraged you, the way I picture this is we had sort of a fade out and you guys ended the scene on your own, and we're picking up this session with that morning. The crew is waking up, Alpha Shift is coming on. There is a lot of nervous energy on the Sally Ride. Everyone is moving to battle stations, everyone's getting prepared, everyone knows what's coming today. Everyone knows that you're only a few hours out from your destination. There's literally not much more you can do at this point, except for make one final meeting and plan, and then hurtle into the unknown. the general, Captain, I will say that the general feel on the ship, the scuttlebutt as it were, is that the crew is... You're hearing a lot of mixed opinions from the crew about what's happening, but nobody is second-guessing you. In other words, everyone's ready and willing and able to follow their duty as ordered. There is no talk of discontent. There's just, well, shit, this isn't what I signed up for, but here we go, kind of attitude that's permeating through most of the Ox crew. A lot of anxiety, a lot of people who did not sign up for this, but here we are. Jiv has sent out a message on his comms in engineering to get damage control teams in place and ready. And we begin this play session with everyone walking into the briefing room. As everyone's entering the briefing room, of course, you see paper and pencils have been supplied by a much ready, I wouldn't say stiff. Rue doesn't look stiff. I imagine you just look awake, alert, ready to go. You guys are about 3 hours. We'll just fudge the time a little bit, and we're going to say you're about 3 hours out. First thing you notice, though, as everyone comes into the briefing room and everyone settles down at the table, one person does not arrive at the table, which is more than let's just, with an underline, very out of character. There is no Lieutenant Commander Talon at the table. Empty seat as everyone starts to sit down and look around.
Martinez to Lieutenant Commander Talon.
After a few beats pass, you realize there's not going to be a reply.
Computer, locate Lieutenant Commander Talon.
Lieutenant Commander Talon is in her quarters.
Doctor?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Exiting and heading down to the quarters. We'll do a scene cut then, because I imagine you're not starting without her. All right, then we'll just do a scene cut. Doctor, you arrive outside of Talon's quarters. Moments pass and there is no reply.
Lieutenant Commander Talon? Talon! Beep, beep, beep. I do whatever the normal procedure for initiating a medical override on a door lock is.
Basically throw down the Star Trek jargon, computer emergency medical access, throw low 1. The door to the quarters open.
What do I see?
You see a darkened quarters. As Talon's quarters is always very neat, of course. It looks like some of the overhead lights have been left on, as if there was a meditation ceremony perhaps taking place. You see no sign of her inside the living area.
Okay.
And you don't hear anything.
I walk in.
It's not much of a perception check. When you walk in, you can clearly see into the bedroom, into the sleeping area to your right, and you see her in bed.
Lieutenant Commander! Walk over and start check for a pulse.
So the moment you enter her room, Talon is covered in perspiration and looks to be in a fit. You see her chest is heaving as she's breathing hard and she's tossing like left and right. Unconscious, is not aware that you're there. And as you walk in, you notice the sheets have been kicked around like she's been at this for a while, but she's not waking up when you call to her.
Lieutenant Commander Talon, can you hear me? Nurse Matazi?
Yes, Doctor.
I'll prepare a bed in sick bay. I'm coming in with our science officer.
Oh, right away, Doctor, yes.
I gently shake her shoulder.
There's no response from her at all. She just kind of twitches in the bed a little bit and shifts. As you kind of shake her a little bit, it's the same. She doesn't seem to be out of it. She's in some kind of fit and unable to come to consciousness.
Am I strong enough to carry her?
Ish. All the way to sick bay. Ish. It's not gonna be easy. But you can make a shot for it. Or you can call for a medical team.
Sure.
Okay.
Would the procedure be a site-to-site, like emergency medical
You certainly
transport?
can.
I hear we have an orderly around.
You certainly can, yes. You can do a site-to-site transport to sick bay if you like.
I just wonder, like, you know how in the real world, if somebody is having like a seizure or something, you're not supposed to move them?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the...
Seizure is supposed to roll them over on their side.
Right, so that has a procedure, but like what's the procedure for somebody who is going through something that is unknown? But
I'm
you're
not seeing evidence of a spinal injury or it doesn't look totally seizure-like.
No, you're not sure what it is, but I mean, yes, it is a roll. However, site-to-site transport is always a roll.
Orderly Murar.
Yes, doctor.
Thank you for coming so fast. Give me a hand with Talon.
Okay.
With the Lieutenant Commander.
Meanwhile, up on the bridge, it's been quiet as you guys are kind of waiting to hear back. I'd say about 10 minutes have passed since the doctor has left. Everyone's becoming a little aware of the ticking clock, not from just the fact that Talon didn't show up and the doctor is missing, but the destination is looming like a shadow over this room right now. And everyone, including Shiv, has been uncharacteristically quiet.
Dr. Shishiros, report.
Sorry, Commander. I have found Talon, but it looks like... I'm taking her to sickbay. There's no attack, but... Well, something's wrong, and I'll just let you all know as soon as I know.
What's her status, Doctor?
Unconscious.
Dr. Shishiros? The other day, I was talking, and, the Lieutenant Commander just sort of, for lack of a better word, spaced out a little bit. I thought I was just talking, too much, but now with this, it might be something to note.
That is extremely helpful to know. Thank you very much, Chief Wren.
Sorry I didn't tell you sooner.
That's a discussion for another time. Don't worry about it. I will be in sickbay, where I am whenever anyone needs to tell me any important medical information.
Shiv leans forward and goes, does Talon ever space out?
Not since I've known her. But you're fine, Chief. It's such a normal thing for a person to go through that it's tough to tell what is normal and what isn't normal for someone like Talon. You're fine.
She's always so quiet. I don't know.
All right, so before we get back to the meeting, I'm going to have you make a roll. So this is going to be
To carry her down to sickbay?
No, I'm going to say with the orderly's help, you're able to get her down there.
Okay.
Matazi has a bed waiting for you, and those big, beautiful blue cat eyes widen as he sees you carrying Talon into the room. Matazi has very much become the Doug Jones of the ship. I feel like I just see this really tall, like lanky, super nice Cation. Totally would be the creature effects guy on our crew. Doug Jones.
Let's get him on the show.
Doug is awesome.
I know. I love him. You get to use your tricorder. Sorry, I get excited.
Open it up.
Use your tricorder.
Sally is going to use her sensors and medicine.
Okay.
So
what am I rolling?
So you're going to roll reason and medicine.
This is my basic diagnostic check on Talon?
Mm-hmm. And Sally's you get an assist from Sally because you're in medbay.
Wonderful.
So, Gina, if you want to roll for Sally. Difficulty here is, I would say,
I know.
1.
I did the same thing.
What is 2 or a 3?
I think that's a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have medicine too?
2.
Medicine 2. Let's go ahead and make your roll.
Yeah, my handwriting's terrible.
It's so good. I want to be a medical overlord.
Just for clarification, this is not Lark celebrating the unconscious Talon on the table.
Oh, it doesn't.
Oh, that's cool.
This is Thorlo doing what Thorlo does. All right.
I'll hold it for you when you roll.
Thorlo is not geeking out over the existence of her tricorder, but Amy is.
Would you like a cautious?
Yes, please.
All right.
All right. By the way, how much momentum did y'all have? Y'all were maxed
We
out.
had
maxed
6.
out, yeah.
Okay.
Now we have 5.
You should actually have 4
Oh,
because
because there was a new scene,
Yeah.
new day.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll. Difficulty was 2.
Is it reason medicine?
Yeah, reason medicine. And Sally's using sensors medicine.
So I've got 4 successes.
1 success from Sally.
Okay, so get all that momentum back.
Wow.
Physiologically, the only thing that seems to be wrong with her is that her body is going through what could adequately be described as an adrenaline rush. But there's nothing scientifically to explain why she is unconscious right now.
Is there anything that I would be familiar with from medical school, from learning about Vulcans or...
There's a lot of unusual brain activity.
Okay.
She's gone way above the typical cognitive brain lines that you see. For example, the functions that you would see on a scan. She's gone way above what would you normally see in REM sleep. Mm-hmm. So she should be conscious. So whatever's happening to her, she's experiencing something right now in an unconscious state, but it's not REM.
Just crew check. Talon has established Talon's background on the show, right?
I think so.
She's hinted at it. She hasn't really gone into...
Well, I'm checking everything I can think of.
You
Okay.
have medical records.
Well, I know what I know. I just
we don't.
You mean Amy's asking for continuity about what
Yeah.
Eliza has talked about with Talon?
Yes.
Yeah, Eliza, I mean, we had the scene in I Remember where we got to see a little bit of her backgrounds.
Cool.
And that's really all Talon, all we've visited with Talon's background so far. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just checking everything that I can think of in terms of.
That's where it is.
What?
This is my sheet.
Yeah, I rolled on it. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I've been sitting here looking for
Oh,
it.
you're like your
Duel
character
to the
sheet's
death.
gone.
Where is it?
Adorable.
I'm checking checking against patterns of psychic states, of spiritual experiences, of
Spend a momentum and I'll let you ask.
we had a bonus, didn't we?
Oh, we like
You have immediate
couple
spends
of-
you can throw down, yeah. All right, so what is your question specifically? You want to know if there's anything that's...
Does the pattern I'm seeing match any known patterns of Vulcan life events, of psychic phenomena, or of spiritual sort of?
Throlo would absolutely have medical records of what happened when you had that artifact on board, and when Talon had I don't want to say metaphysical, but it was definitely a psychic experience, which, as you know, Vulcans can be inclined to have. This seems to be very similar, very, very similar. Having some kind of psychic event, perhaps. But it definitely seems, for the lack of a better way of describing it, not to offend your scientific sensibilities, but metaphysical. It appears that she is going through something along those lines. But it seems much more intense.
You're not describing Ponfar? This isn't Ponfar?
No.
I was really hoping it was Ponfar. Talon's out this
Ponfar.
episode because she's going through Ponfar. Like, she needs to...
I'm going to be very tricky about how we approach that. It's been since the original series Trek. I haven't really seen Ponfar dealt with.
No,
very
I know.
well.
Nobody
Talon
wants to
is
touch that with a
Duel
12-foot
to
stick.
the death.
Dude,
like-
that episode of Voyager it just teeters
So
on the edge
awkward.
of so wrong.
Yeah.
And in many cases, it just jumps right over that edge. Anyway, so yeah,
Woman who had a mysterious stranger was really helpful about psychic phenomena.
She's somewhere.
she's currently leaning against a piano,
Did
drinking
you keep
martini.
the number?
Eating a parfait
Yeah.
full of blueberries, missing all of you. Particularly
So that's-
wondering why Martinez hasn't called her yet.
Yeah. Martinez is just beating them all off with a stick. And
Yeah.
it's not her, it's Zazrit, or it's
Yeah.
Tolosh. It's like, man.
Sure.
Comac, it's like everybody. I mean, really, that's what the Klingon War is all about. To see who gets to have Martinez, to be honest.
Battle for the Heart of Martinez.
I am no one's
Because
prize to be
you
won.
don't know that Gowron. No one knows that Gowron has a poster of your face on his wall back in.
Yeah, but
in
it's
the
not to
council
kill
chambers.
me. It's like, we will mate with Martinez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this got
Great.
exciting.
We're laughing off a lot of nervous energy right
Yeah,
now. Some
yeah.
shit's happening in the episode
Hoping.
tonight, we all know it.
Well, then here's what I would do. In the meeting that we're in with everybody but Talon and the doc,
Am I there?
I'm going
Not
to
yet.
say yes, that she would be there. Because I wanted to do one thing in the wee hours of the night before. I wanted to rewrite time a bit and just do two things.
What do you want to do?
One of which would have been go and find the officer formerly known as Lieutenant Lassie LeClaire.
Also known as, by the way,
L. McQueen.
McQueen.
L.
Is that lieutenant?
But you can just call me McQueen.
McQueen.
What's your
Yeah,
rank? Is
lieutenant,
it lieutenant? Lieutenant McQueen. Because with talking to Lieutenant McQueen, and we can insert that like in the back of time, it would have given us a plan for how we could have maybe used some of those hours if we needed to use some of those hours.
Okay, so then we'll say McQueen showed up as an advisor to this meeting.
Yes.
Okay, then we'll say you were there. I tell you what, why don't we do this just to make this fair? Spend a point of momentum.
All right. For advantage.
Since you're throwing down an advantage here. All right, and just to make sure I have this locked down, you still have an advantage that I've let you bank. Correct?
Yes.
Does anybody else? I think it was just you.
Talon does? If only she weren't in sick bay.
Can we use her advantage to wake her up?
Does it revert to Dot because it's related to Dot's field of study? Like, can
Excellent
Dot
question.
conceivably use the research that Talon has done?
That they were both doing?
Together.
Yeah, we're both doing it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna rule that as a no.
Okay.
It would
Right.
need to be. It would need to be Talon. Talon's got a
Wake
data-
up!
Hey, Doc.
Come on, lady, let's go.
I would have also done a second thing, the
Okay.
back in time thing, just to see what we would have gotten from that. I was going to ask to see if it was possible to, on some kind of a secure channel or do something secure, communicate with Starbase 364, communicate with Admiral Hebert, to see if that was a possibility.
It is a possibility. It is a roll.
Sure.
It's going to come down to a roll.
Okay.
That's
If
gonna
you can
be-
secure the channel and have it.
Would that be Commander Rue?
Security?
Because it's about securing
I'm the
a-
computer security.
a channel or
Let me
something?
pull this up.
Or would it be a engineering feat, or would it be a...
Let's pull this
I
up.
could assist.
Can I help?
Yeah?
Or
Possibly.
Chief Rin could assist.
So that just... that
Hacker, but I'm communication.
Healing. Oh, here we go. All right, so
got a degree in
I'm hacking your
communications, so that's...
communication.
I don't mind helping.
No, I just
there.
run that space.
McQueen could assist.
here's what I would
a
say.
lot of assistants. We could all assist.
So my ruling on this is it's going to be hailing frequencies role is a control engineering task. Sally can assist, and I'm going to let Rue use their security to assist in the encryption of it.
So control engineering over here, but then
So
the
whoever
assist
wants to roll
is
control
security.
engineering, and then the ship is also going to make a communications engineering assist roll. And for this role, I'm going to allow Rue to encrypt the message.
Okay.
So, do we all know who's going to roll that?
What
So-
am I rolling for Sally?
So Sally is going to make a communications engineering check.
It's
So-
whoever the captain wants to do it.
Ren's got the communications engineering check.
You're going to roll for Sally, and I'm guessing
Jiv?
Jiv can do it.
Strongest control engineering?
You know, honestly, Sage has got a pretty good control engineering.
All right, let's give it to her.
Yeah.
Okay, then Sage is going to do control engineering.
So, okay. So then Sage is going to make the roll. Gina's assisting for Sally, and you're encrypting. You guys are transmitting. You guys are transmitting because of the difficulties of communicating in the Shackleton Expanse with limited resources to subspace relays, and because you guys are trying to keep this encrypted and bouncing back to Narendra Station without the Klingons picking up on it, I'm going to set the difficulty at 4.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to take one of these.
What's your question?
I
What do you got? You got good stats for that?
Yeah.
and a focus in subspace communications.
Ooh.
So
So
it would totally apply.
our order was to speak with Lieutenant McQueen first, and then to try to set up this thing.
That's
so
true.
That could
Is
we
your control-
recruit?
So you're going to have to
I guess.
decide if you want McQueen or Rue to do this encrypting.
It's
Because I'm only letting one assist on this.
With a focus, that means that we
I
get
only
a
have one
potential
more than
reroll.
you, so-
Don't you also have a
then-
focus
so
too?
the roll would be about the
I'm
same.
getting a reroll. I don't have.
I have
focus.
I have a
That was
focus on
just
like
for the one
hacking and
scene.
stuff, but
But my control
subspace
security would
relay
be
or subspace communication.
Is this also covert or no?
It's covert.
So an extra d20?
So maybe
okay,
have
she makes the roll.
you do it.
This is kind of what
is the encryption.
McQueen does.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we don't need that momentum taken for me.
Does
Yeah.
covert? Does it allow you? Do you have to spend momentum to get? No, I didn't think so. Okay, cool. So,
Nice.
all right.
Sweet.
Then
Yeah.
it sounds like we're geared up.
So we do
Sally
not
is
work
going
on it
to-
together. I'm in my quarters.
Actually,
right.
you're making primary roll. I'm making assist.
No.
What's-
So no. So Bonnie's making the roll. Sally's assisting, and Joe's assisting,
Oh.
and that's it.
With the encryption.
Yes.
Oh.
Joe's going to do.
Oh, but the
Then
d20,
McQueen's gonna
the
do the
extra
encrypting.
d20 doesn't happen with the assist. If it's an assist, then it's just one.
I think they wanted to shift it so
the
that
talent?
McQueen is doing the.
Oh,
primary.
okay.
Is McQueen gonna do this
Yeah.
initial roll? I
Yeah.
thought. Is that what
Okay,
we're
so
gonna do?
you're actually communicating. Okay, cool. So then,
All right.
In which case, all right. So if we're doing it that way, then I will let Rue assist.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's rolling? We've got McQueen,
Yeah.
the main one.
Yeah. So here I'll paint it up for you. So go ahead and make your roll, Joe for McQueen. Roll for Sally.
I did already.
Okay, and go ahead and make your roll as well.
If it's a focus, does that mean that's
And the difficulty was 4.
it's
Yeah.
14, right?
Yeah. This one's
There's 2
2,
successes.
1, 2, 3, and then this didn't make it. So 3 over here.
Okay,
One from Sally.
that's 4. You succeed.
4,
1,
5.
So you're gonna get.
All right, so we got
So you're
our
gonna get
last
one momentum.
back.
All right, you managed to establish a secure channel to Narendra Station.
Wow.
Nice work.
Excellent work.
Martinez, it's as a GM, I'm just going to warn you that the channel is secure. You don't know who's going to be listening on the other side,
Ooh.
so it
Okay.
could be a risk.
Yeah, sure.
But-
We'll play it as covertly as possible. The idea was just to try to get some more context.
Martinez,
Do you know what I mean?
if you want, this is an excellent time. Just to give you an idea of more system guidance here,
Mm-hmm.
you could spend momentum to gain an advantage so that you can make sure that only one person is hearing on the other side. Do you know what I'm saying? You can.
Yeah.
Wow,
Advantage that.
So yeah, use that momentum. Use it. Otherwise, I'm going to look for every opportunity to make life very hard on you guys. All right, so, so you were able to establish. I'm going to rule then that you guys are able to establish secure contact. Only the admiral is going to be able to listen to you guys, but it is going to be limited. You're only going to be able to talk very, very briefly. In cinematic terms, the admiral's getting out of bed and throwing a robe on and walking over to her desk computer where she notices she's got an incoming secure transmission from the Sally Ride. And when she activates it, you see a very surprised face. And she just looks at you for a split second and checks the link and says,
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a lot of time, Captain.
I know.
And we're all on this side?
Yeah.
Listening?
I imagine we're crowded around a screen,
Okay.
just like, in a ready room or conference room or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Admiral, what can you tell us?
I had Federation assets stationed out on this side of the system in case things went south with the Klingons. It was an assurance. We're in a very dangerous situation here, and if things went south, I had to have a way to protect our citizens and get them off the station if things went poorly.
What kind of assets?
Military assets.
Weapons? Vehicles?
A
Vessels?
fighter
Ships?
squadron. 18 Peregrine fighters are stationed in the rings just off of Kuviam Prime.
Okay.
They will be able to come to your assistance, but they're not going to be able to spot the bird of prey.
Do we know if Klingon intelligence knows about this location?
I don't know. This is coming from a reliable source.
That it's just been spotted in the area and that's it?
That it's operating in the area. They may not even know that it's there, but we can't take the chance. If they find out, she looks up at the door for a second. If the Klingons find out, Narendra Station will become a bloodbath. And the Sally Ride will be on her own against the Klingon Empire.
Okay. Is there anything else you can tell us?
If there's a Klingon vessel out there, and it is hunting the assets that I have stationed out there, she'll be cloaked. And when you show up, you're going to become the primary target. You're not going to have time to talk to them or engage them, Captain. They're going to come at you. So be ready. But you're not alone. Transmission cuts.
All right, well, that was helpful. Thanks,
Yeah,
that's good.
Just ends communications
Yeah.
line.
Okay. All right, we talked about this as a possibility, so now we know a little bit more of what we're up against.
And this is the evening before?
Yeah, this is the evening before, and then we'll have made sure that Lieutenant McQueen is in the meeting in the next morning, and that's so now that we all know that, that's where we're at that morning meeting, and then the stuff with Talon happens. But
Okay.
yeah, this is the night before.
Okay.
Right. And so
Yeah,
we
you
could have
burn the
prepped
momentum, you roll the
whatever-
dice, I'll let it play. So this
Okay.
all happened, and now we are at the morning of.
Oh, in this meeting, I'm going to say, I'll be right back, and I'm going to go down to sick bay and see.
You got a few hours.
Yeah.
So you can,
Got
okay.
time, so.
So then, so the meeting's put on hold as Captain goes down to check on the third officer. You enter sick bay and find Talon on a medical bed getting scanned with all sorts of disturbing looking readings on the medical wall. Matazi is just staring at Throlo, who's completely focused on Talon. And Talon, you've never seen her like this. She's, I think the closest you've seen her like this is when she was going through her fit during, I remember. She is currently, looks like it doesn't look like they're tight, but she looks like she's secured to the medical bed and is thrashing a bit. And she looks uncharacteristically disheveled, sweating and kind of tossing and turning. Luckily, these strengths would probably hold a Vulcan down if they needed to.
Doctor, is she all right?
Too soon to say, Captain. Do you remember the artifact we encountered a while ago?
Oh, sure.
She's exhibiting the same behaviors, or the readings are the same as then, but I don't know how to intervene. I haven't yet figured out how to get her back.
All right.
You can decide what you do or don't observe, because obviously, under any circumstances, if Talon were unconscious and for unexplained reasons, Thrilla would be throwing herself into it. If she has any extra reasons to be hyper-focused on this task, that's up to anyone else to decide whether it seems apparent. But she's in full-on, like, barely making eye contact with you as she's scanning readings and racking her brain.
Is there anything any of us can do to help? Any information that you might need? Any kind of assistance?
If you could ask someone else from the science department to make sure I have all of our research on the artifact, see if there's anything I'm missing that could cause that effect without it being present. The woman we encountered, did she tell us anything?
No, she was frustratingly cryptic.
I don't like cryptic.
As far as I know, the artifact is in her possession, and we have to trust that it's safe. Did you need us to try to contact her?
I mean, if you wanted to abandon our current mission for this very important personnel emergency, I'm just saying.
Doc, I think you know more than anybody that I really do believe that sometimes the needs of the many do not outweigh the needs of the one or the few. But unfortunately, in this case, I have faith in you that we are going to be able to help Talon, and you know how much time we have before we have to figure out what we're going to do when we arrive. But I'm going to get you all the information you need. If we need to try and communicate with this mysterious stranger that we encountered in the past to try to get some information, I think I have a means to do that, but she may have also given me what us Terrans, Earthers, call a fake number, so I'm not entirely banking on that, Doc.
For a good time call.
I'll update everybody else up on the bridge with the situation. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll let you know if any plans change.
I say, Book, as you were exiting, I just say, I understand that we may need to defend ourselves, and that is what I signed on for, and I will be here to patch up anything that can be patched up. Good luck, Captain.
Also, you did hear what Chief Wren said about Talon spacing out?
I did.
Okay.
Please apologize for me snapping. There's a lot going on.
Oh, no, that's fine. I thought that maybe... where did that happen? Was that was that on the bridge?
That was in the, I assume that was all in the ready room, and I had...
No, but I mean when she spaced out.
She didn't tell you.
Oh.
I can tell you. We all know.
No, I remember. Is the captain asking me, or are you asking as a continuity?
Well, you're still up on the.
Yeah.
You're making this
No,
a
no, because he's not
retroactive
here.
thing?
Out of character.
I guess, out of character. I mean, I guess I can run up to the bridge and then I'll just ask you then. But the point is I'm telling the doc,
Right.
like, if that did happen on the ship somewhere, so we may have a log of that.
In her quarters.
If that,
It was in her quarters.
It happened in her quarters.
Oh,
It was when she was doing my hair.
oh, that's right. Okay.
When I
All
wouldn't
right. Well,
stop talking.
I'm still gonna try to promise the doctor, like, I might be able to get you a log of that when that happened, if that might help.
Yes, please ask the chief
Okay.
if there's any more information.
I will ask the chief. All right, and I'm on my way in the turbo lift, and on my way, I'll say, Martinez to Chief Wren.
Captain?
I'm on my way back. Can you remember where it was that Talon spaced out?
Yes, it was in Lieutenant Commander's quarters.
In her quarters.
Yes, Captain.
This was before the dinner.
Yeah.
She did a great job on your hair. That's right. All right, well,
You did look very nice.
would there be a log of that, Chief?
Yes. You can
Yeah,
find
there
footage
would
for that.
definitely be a log. Do you want me to go get it?
Yes, and get that to the dock in case it might help.
Good idea. Thanks.
Great. 2 hours
yeah.
out.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh God.
All right. I get
We have
the
2 hours
file.
to come up with a plan.
My hair is still in this, by the way.
We're gonna cut to,
Way worse for wear.
what's up?
Overnight, could I have prepared an antimatter container?
Yes.
An antimatter container.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's an engineering thing.
Oh, we got plans.
Are you?
I misread that as plants.
I mean, it's easy enough to
We have
get a
plans.
container
Right.
that you can use a field to contain antimatter. You'd have to draw it from the warp core.
Oh, our warp core is really funky right now.
Maybe it's got too much antimatter.
Is that why it's funky? It's got too much antimatter?
Warp core is the
siphon
only
some
source of
that?
antimatter on the ship.
Except the warheads of the photon torpedoes.
Yes, but that would take an engineering feat to withdraw. I mean, because that's
both
a
would.
warhead. So if you want to dissect a warhead, you can go into that and you can
the middle
disarm a
of the night.
torpedo,
Wouldn't be the first time.
or you
not?
can draw power from the warp
That's my
core.
last one before.
We're already doing a bunch of other stuff. Might as well dissect a warhead on the ship.
Because there's not enough
Absolutely.
with the warp cores.
warp core
not
is-
doing well, right?
Not doing well.
The warp core. So just to give you a recap, the warp core it's operating, but as Jiv is constantly putting it as the best sort of way to picture it is that the Sally is winded, so it's costing her a little extra juice to use her engines and propulsion systems. So jumping and maintaining warp is actually draining her a little bit. Now you guys are going to arrive every new scene. You guys refresh your power rating. However, because of Sally's state, I'm going to rule that using propulsion and like jumping to warp is going to cost twice the normal amount. I'm not going to penalize you guys with the weapon systems. I'm only directing this towards propulsion. And Sally can still use her ability to, because she's an advanced warp core, so she can still use her ability.
So pulling antimatter would do what?
So you can pull antimatter from the warp core, but I'm going to give myself the option of burning threat to cause a disadvantage, considering the state of the warp core. I would probably rule that it would depend on your role. I don't think it's fair to throw a disadvantage at you just because you're trying out something interesting like this. I think I would just have you roll to see how it worked out, and if it failed, I'd burn disadvantage and apply a penalty. I'd burn some threat to apply a penalty. So you can do this. Now, I will say that drawing antimatter from the warp core is going to be a lot less. It's going to be a lot less difficult than pulling an antimatter casing out of the warhead, because the warp core is literally designed where if you have to draw antimatter energy out of it, you can. Whereas a warhead, that thing's in there, so it's ready to go. But so it's your call, yeah. One's a little more time intensive and greater risk of failure. The other one's easier, but carries a penalty if you fail. So make your call.
Either way, get us to assist in some way, or at least choose.
That's true. You got some seriously
Don't
rad
know how I
engineers
feel
on
about
that ship.
that. That's a cool idea.
Let's
but
do the warp
my
core.
Warp core.
Yeah,
Okay.
the warp. Oh yeah, you would.
All right. So and she has your blessing, I take it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So then
Eric, we're not getting a lot of sleep this night before.
I wouldn't
obviously.
either.
Okay, we're.
Nonsense. I'm absolutely
just up
I
all
feel
night
like
fixing that
I feel
warp
like
core.
there was
Take things from
scenes
her.
missed in the evening.
I'm only allowing so many scenes to be missed.
Oh, because I want to
because there's only so many hours between
true.
We're gonna
you
have
guys.
more.
I know
We're gonna be built.
but I have ideas.
Right. For me, it was after that call with the.
Yeah.
The,
Hey, wake up.
So I'll let this be your
I'm gonna
scene.
go.
Sure.
All right. So
Do that.
then last night you went down to main engineering where you encountered Jiv and Mala Ren, both who were looking at you like, "What are you doing here?"
Hello.
And I'm guessing you present authorization from the captain that you're about to do something a little unorthodox?
This is just an emergency scenario, but it's a good one to have prepped. It's just a wee bit of antimatter. A cushion, you could say.
Cushion.
Nice pillow.
Aye, a pillow for the Klingons.
A pillow that nullifies other matter when it comes into contact with it.
Pillow fight.
And causes a subspace reaction, right?
Aye. That's right. You know your stuff.
I helped design these engines.
That you did.
You're gonna siphon fuel?
Huh? I'm just. What we just spent the last 2 days fixing this core, and now we're gonna take things out of it?
I mean,
again?
would you? Okay, would you rather we take it from a warhead?
No, I'm
You
not
can help
saying
me
it's not a
with-
neat idea. It's really neat. I'm just saying.
No, don't take it personal. She's just we're really protective of the engine, and we've been kind of stressed down here.
I understand.
Also, it pisses me off too.
That's
right.
fair.
All right, so you want us to take antimatter from the warp core? What do you need from us? And are you gonna tell us what this is for?
It's for a cushion for the Klingons.
Shiv leans back his big broad shoulders and folds his arms and looks at you. Those Tellarite eyes just kind of like staring at you for a long second. You can't tell if he's squinting at you or just giving you daggers, but he just stares at you for a moment and says, "A cushion for the Klingons."
Aye. You've got beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's very hard to sweet talk Tellarite, though. You know that, right?
I'm not trying to sweet talk you.
Okay.
Look, I've got orders, so... Or authorization. Do you want to do it from the warp core or the warheads?
Well, if we do it from a warhead, it's going to take us a better part of the night. If we do it from the warp core, it'll take about 5 minutes. Well, I guess we do it from the warp core. I take it this is some kind of bomb?
More or less.
Well, all right.
Well, a
Let's make
safety.
a bomb. Can't even imagine how many regulations this probably goes against. He walks over to the warp core and starts taking down some of the force fields and says, "All right, let's do this. Let's get her antimatter container." Pulls out a casing from one of the engineering pods, just slides it out of the wall. Big metal canister and just sets it down.
I don't like it. I'll do it, but I don't like it.
You know what happens when antimatter detonates, right? And he just slides that thing back in. I'm just saying. You know what you're doing here, right? I'm not questioning your competency, I just don't know you.
Absolutely. Do you want an honest answer or a reassuring answer?
I probably wouldn't like either one of them. And he moves it over and says, "I guess we go to work. And hey, look at the bright side. If we mess up and disintegrate half the ship, we don't have to worry about tomorrow."
Less talking, more working.
That's positive thinking. I like that.
Welcome to the engineering room.
He gets on the communicator. Are you there, or are you on the bridge? He gets on the communicator and says, Captain Martinez, this is Lieutenant Commander Shiv.
Go ahead, Jeff.
So I've got our Lieutenant McQueen down here.
Yeah, she's got full authorization to do whatever it is that she's trying to do.
All right, well, we're going to need to take the ship out of warp if we're going to do this.
For how long?
Maybe 10 minutes. And if everything goes according to plan, then we can jump right back into warp.
Is that going to affect our ETA?
By minutes, it won't, I don't think it'll
Okay.
affect it too much.
All right, then do
By
it.
10 minutes.
All right. Sally leaves warp. The nacelles flatten out, and you see the warp drive just return to an impulse state. Rin looking at the warp core like... It's kind of like that horrible moment when you've got to force a pill down your pet's throat,
Yep.
and you know it's
Yes.
for their own good, but you
Yes.
don't like it.
That's exactly.
All right, Lassie, you move over to the warp core, and with Shiv's help and Ren monitoring, you guys plug in this antimatter container and start pulling antimatter from the warp core. Let's make an engineering roll. Shiv has decided to take point on this, and if you want to assist, Ren.
Yes.
And
Sally doesn't help on this one.
Yeah.
This is going to be.
Am I just observing?
Yeah, you're just watching at this point. Okay, this is going to be. So this is going to be a.
Don't mess it
May
up.
I use a momentum, guys?
You can
Since I'm siphoning antimatter from the warp core.
You're
team no
assisting, though.
explosions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm assisting.
Can you use
Shiv.
momentum?
Take my advice.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
want to
so
use the momentum for
yeah.
Shiv?
So Shiv is going to make a control engineering check.
Same here.
Let me pull this out. I'm going to set the difficulty at 2. This is not an unusual procedure.
I'm cautious. Can I cautious?
You didn't.
Is there anything else?
13. Okay, but he's got.
Anything? What does this do?
Shiv's roll will
Don't
save
know.
us.
You're letting Shiv burn a momentum for an extra
no.
die.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Untapped potential?
And
I
you
have that.
You have to bubble. It doesn't work. You have to succeed at a task with bought dice that they have to buy.
I wouldn't
We
add
might.
anything.
If he does,
much.
right?
No, 'cause you
No,
have
what's
to
going
buy.
on?
No. What happened?
face.
What happened,
Did I
Eric?
just blow up the ship?
Yeah.
I rolled 2 18s and a 15.
And guess what, friendo? I rolled a 20.
And Lark Sage, race us down.
Oh, man.
What's going on, guys?
I'm just saying, for the record,
I wouldn't assist in any way. Watching.
No.
What's that?
I wouldn't assist in any way or see them do things.
I'm only
wrong.
allowing a 1 assist on this, yeah. But
And watching in horror.
Jiv is going to call on a value
Great.
and burn his determination
Yes, thank you.
and go for a reroll on that.
Great.
Strongly agree.
Damn.
Yeah.
Better.
How much better?
Got 2 successes, but I rolled a 20 as well.
Oh my gosh.
We're dead.
So-
You're actually not alive anymore.
So
Can we reroll
Did you-
on an
did-
assist with determination?
No.
No, but all else fails, I'll just activate the Omega 13. 13 seconds,
Okay.
we're fine.
So
Two
Jiv's
20s?
pulling out.
2 20s.
Okay.
And it's still a fail because it was a 3 roll, right?
Ooh,
It's a difficulty
cool.
2.
It's difficulty
Oh, it's
2,
a
so it's
difficulty
still
two.
it's
Oh,
going to
wow.
succeed. So Jiv manages to get, with your help, Mala, as you guys are
Yes.
withdrawing the antimatter into the containment field, you're watching a lot of fluctuating power levels. Sally, she's doing fine because she's stable. You guys are using her for normal purposes and whatnot. But now that you're kind of digging into the guts of the warp core, you're seeing that there's a lot of variations going on in the power levels that are being contained by the warp field itself, by the shielding. As the antimatter is being withdrawn, he goes, "You see Jiv go? I see it too. I see it too."
Yeah.
You see him like punching away on the pad. Lassie, you become aware that something is up, and you hear "ini" coming out of the containment pod. And he goes, "You gotta
don't move.
shut it off. Shut it off."
What's happened?
He detaches it, and you see a green light go ding. He goes, "Well, there's your contain." And he looks up just in time as you see the warp core go. It goes this dark color. Suddenly, the glowing blue morphic light of the warp core shifts into sort of a dark. Let's just say it looks
went
more like a
goth?
dying nightlight for a second, and and he goes. And you hear a string of swearing in Tellarite, which Lassie, being pretty well versed,
My sentiments exactly.
and he goes, well, he gets on the communications and he goes, Captain, Jiv here, the procedure worked. She's got her pillow, but Sally she caught a cold just now.
Not good, Captain.
Okay, I'm sorry, she caught a cold?
Yeah, it's gonna take us longer to jump to warp. I'm gonna have to restart the warp core.
How much longer?
2, maybe 3 hours.
All right, is everybody okay? Is there any kind of a leak or breach or anything?
No, we were able to take care of it.
All right.
We almost lost containment for a second there. The truth is, Captain, her engines are a lot more volatile than we expected.
Yeah. Okay.
On the flip side of this is going to cost us time, Captain, but resetting the warp core actually might not be a bad thing for us at this point.
Okay, well, there's the silver lining. All right, Lieutenant Commander, get back to work, I guess. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Keep me posted.
He looks at you and says, make it count.
Aye.
All right, so let's get to work. You didn't take the sedative like I told you yet, did you?
No, but I need one.
No, don't take it yet. Okay.
All right.
So now we're gonna
Make
have
it better.
we're gonna have an engineering check. We won't. Let's see where we're at. Okay. This is going to be.
She's getting sassy.
Yeah. Well, now you gotta do an extended task.
I know.
So magnitude is gonna be 2 on this.
Okay.
Magnitude is 2. Difficulty is 2. This is not going to be particularly difficult, but the time, there's going to be a time interval here. So for every action is going to be 1 hour.
Okay.
So difficulty is 2, magnitude is 2. I'm not going to throw a resistance on this. It's just to see how fast you guys get the warp core up and going.
Okay.
We have an emo warp core. Sorry.
So, all right. So before we jump into this, let's go ahead and make a quick. Let's just see how long it takes you guys to get Sally's engines going again.
I'm the warp. No one understands me.
Dilithium chemical
All right. Go ahead and make a roll. This is going to be. I'm gonna say you're gonna be assisting Jiv on this. What's your control?
11.
Shiv is gonna assist you on this.
What was the work track on this?
Work track on this is gonna be 5.
Cool. 5. Okay.
All right, so go ahead and make your roll.
You want a momentum?
Yes, please.
Done.
Comedy of errors. This is like the play noises off trying to get
Dope.
this.
Okay, and I'm gonna use my talent of warp core, or my focus. I mean. So that's a crit. 2, 3, 4. Right. That's 4 successes for me.
2 from Shiv.
Sweet.
So 6 total. So
That's going to be a
momentum?
breakthrough. Do you guys want to burn momentum?
Hold off on.
We were down to 3.
You get to decide whether to pool that momentum or use it to add to the successes you're about to roll in your work track. You probably. Now is when you get to see how much you mark off of the track.
Okay.
And one of the options you have is to spend those momentum to just get an extra success.
Okay.
But you could also pool it. It's a choice.
I'll pull it for now.
Okay.
So-
roll some challenge dice then.
Wait, what was the difficulty? 2?
Difficulty 2.
So we've maxed out on momentum.
You roll 2.
So you still have
of
extra momentum,
department
though.
That you're using.
What's
You're
that?
using engineering, right?
Yeah.
So you
So
still
roll
have,
some dice. Thank you.
Go ahead and make that
still
roll.
have 4. Yeah. Because there was 4 extra. So we still have 1 momentum extra.
Wow.
That's a lot of.
So
that's
once
a lot
you-
of Starfleet.
4, 6, 4 are effects.
Okay. So,
We do the thing.
This
Good.
5. Okay.
I wanted to.
So,
I was ready to make
that's-
her better.
You're welcome.
That's okay.
Yeah,
so
seriously?
that was one interval. An hour later.
Did it on your first try,
Oh.
yay!
1 hour later.
It's that classic engineering trick. Oh, it's going to take about 4 hours, but you know it's going to take 2.
Magnitude was 2, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Good.
Yeah, it was
and you got
2.
2 breakthroughs just then. So
You
bam.
failed the work
So
track
one
and you did more than 5
in 1 hour, and 60 minutes later, you hear Lark, as you're at the helm, you just see the mains come back online, and you hear Martinez, Captain Martinez. This is Lieutenant Commander Jiv.
Did I just hear Chief Wren sighing in the background? Did you pull it off?
She's a little impressed with herself right now, Captain.
I think we all are.
1 hour, man. 1 hour.
Nicely done. You're miracle workers. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
I'm gonna look at the
get
cam
some-
and go, that's actually really fast, Captain.
Yeah, go get some sleep, gang. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so you just halved the penalty I was throwing at you guys by knocking down that work track in one go.
Dang, right.
Jiv does kind of do this number.
Yeah.
You guys give each other a high five. And he says, good, going to bed. I've got dying to do tomorrow. It's a joke. Tell the right joke. Tell the right joke.
Yeah. Sometimes you're funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Great.
you see an ensign who overheard the joke just goes, what the hell? and goes back to work. All right. If there's no other scenes from the night before, we will cut to the 2-hour mark before.
I sleep real hard.
You sleep.
I come in, get my
Rue
sedatives,
just in the
hey,
bed,
doc,
just
go back out.
All right. So we're 2 hours out.
Back up to the bridge.
No, we're in the
back
rear
up
room.
to the. If people are at their stations,
Talon is-
and Talon's still in the sick bay with the doc.
Okay.
So we're on.
If there's nothing else, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just jump ahead because Talon is out.
Wait, we gotta
Well-
be in the plan. We didn't do
What's
it.
the plan? Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
have
we
anything
didn't
you
have our
want to
plan
add?
yet.
The morning briefing.
We're back to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only
All right. So in game, we're gonna have the plan. I'm gonna advance the time track up to 1 hour now.
Oh god.
So I'm just gonna say there's been a passage of time where everyone's been like moving forward and getting the ship underway. So we'll now cut to the morning briefing, part 2, where you guys all return to the table, knowing now that Talon's not gonna make it, but McQueen is there now.
Oh,
And-
sorry.
Captain, I'm happy to step in to Talon's shoes for the time being.
Fantastic. All right. That's why we brought you up here, McQueen. So we're an hour away from
You're
doing
an
a
hour
thing.
out from the Kuviam system.
Hour out from the Kuviam system.
One piece of information that I'll just remind everybody that the Admiral did give you guys that you did not have before is apparently she is aware that the vessel that is lurking out there, if it is still out there, is a bird of prey.
We heard.
Just bring that up again.
That helps.
You know that there's a bird of prey out there.
didn't say whether it was a covert or a burrell, and that is super, super relevant,
Yep.
but we're okay, everything's fine. I'm fine.
Yep.
Where's Talosh?
Tolosh.
That's the next
That's
question.
true. Tolosh would actually be showing up to this meeting.
Oh, would he now?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So-
Do we get a second before? Would he be in the meeting in the morning when Talon was missing? Would he then be like? What would he do if Talon didn't show
Actually,
up?
to the holodeck.
At what point is his teach didn't show up? Class is dismissed. What point?
Yeah.
What point do we hit that with Commander Talosh?
I think with Talosh at the point would be when you guys decided to send somebody for Talon, and when Talon had a medical emergency and you left, Talosh would have been like, I'll be in the holodeck. Gets up and leaves. When the meeting is coming back into order, he's expected to be told. So then let's answer this.
Cool.
Are you telling him that you're having the meeting again?
Not for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because we need to
You want some
discuss
alone
something.
time. Okay.
Before, we need an alone minute
Then
before
we're going to do
Talosh
this
shows
to
up.
keep the game moving.
Yeah.
I'm going to literally give you guys 5 minutes.
Do it.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to set the timer, and I'll tell you when I'm starting
Just
it,
a
so
quick
don't...
thing before you set
Yeah.
that timer. Since an hour has passed, can we just say that I have sent the footage down to the doctor?
Yeah.
of
That's going to take
Talon's
another hour.
quarters?
I'm kidding. Yes, of course. Sorry, I should
I
message
watched
you
it
like
in
that.
real time. I should have
Yeah.
fast forwarded.
Yes.
got
Stay
caught
in
up.
sick, babe.
Yeah, permission granted, yes.
No, not fine.
Okay,
Quick 5 minutes.
so you get the footage.
I don't need a
Robo?
scene. I just asked for permission to stay in sick bay.
Yes.
Okay, but the footage was sent to sickbay.
Thank you.
The timer hasn't started yet, so you don't have
Okay.
to
We're all
And we're like,
The scene hasn't begun. So the footage you get is, of course, you see a conversation happening. It looks like a very sweet moment between the two of them. This is also logged as, confidential information. Obviously, only commander and captain ranks are able to actually pull personal footage from the inside of other officers' quarters.
Well, looking a little weird.
Yeah. So with Martinez's authorization, you were able to get this footage to Throlo. So watching them, it's a tender moment. You're actually watching a side of Talon you don't see very often. If there is a way for Talon to express sort of a sisterly love, there seems to be something happening with that. And indeed, at one point in the conversation, as Ren is talking and going on about rambling away as they do when she's nervous, you see Talon stop and stare unblinking for 20 seconds.
Out a window.
Not yet.
Oh no.
Staring straight ahead, and then slowly lowers her hands and turns and moves towards the window. And almost a full minute passes and no blinking from Talon at all. It's not like, biologically speaking, as you're watching this, it seems very unusual. This doesn't look like a space out. This looks like Talon went catatonic as they were walking. and came to a stop and is staring out the ship's window. And then when Mala notices what's going on, you see Talon stand around and just resumes like nothing had happened and keeps talking.
I would have added a note while sending the footage. Just a side note, couldn't feel her during those
Thank
minutes.
you. Yes.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Yeah.
So
If I didn't know that we had an emergency, I might make you come down and give me some impressions.
I know, I'm
Simon.
sorry.
all right.
Thank you.
We're going to cut back up to the ready room, and I'm going to start the timer now.
5 minutes, I'm going to summon Commander Talash from his holodeck game to come back up here to this morning briefing. Our job is to put on the most boring briefing possible, talking about this spatial anomaly, the gravimetric anomaly that we were on our way to go see.
Collapsing binary star?
Pulsar.
Pulsar. Thank you.
Collapsing pulsar.
Might have some gravimetric effects, hit the ship a little bit. You hear, feels any rumbling. Nothing unusual.
I have a plan to bring up with him the fact that he overrode our holodeck systems. And I'm going to try to let him know that I trust him to keep doing that. I'm going to walk him to the holodeck when he comes back and he wants to be done with this meeting. And I'm going to try to give him the impression that he can continue to be in the holodeck with the levels that he wanted to be in there at. But what I want is for us to possibly override his overriding to keep him in there, and Commander Rue possibly add some concussion grenades. Is that what we're talking about? So, is everybody clear on that? Any other concerns, questions about Commander Talash before he heads up here?
Not about Talash, but a little concerned about what the plan is moving forward, Captain.
Oh, I forgot
I've
to
been
mention
working
this. I want to cut the meeting short, escort Talash to the holodeck, lock him in there, come back up, and then we can just continue with the meeting on the bridge, as long as Talash is in the holodeck.
Okay, but
Does that seem reasonable?
yes, but if we have to, in any case, build or reprogram anything within the next hour, Captain, we should get started on it sooner rather than
We're
later.
gonna need all the time possible. Okay,
And you should try and find out how he got those codes.
I'd like to, but I don't want to divert from the hour that we have before we have to go do this thing.
Aye, but what if there's something bigger going on with Talash on board?
There's always something bigger. If there is, then it's something that we're just going to have to put a pin in and address once this encounter resolves. Because if we can essentially lock him in this closet for however long this is going to take, and he's a happy camper in there, doing his thing, then when we come out of whatever it is that we're doing, then we can try to investigate to see if there's anything bigger
And you
going
don't
on.
think there's any chance that he's in communication with where we're headed right now?
It'd be a risk we have to take.
A holodeck is an easy hack, Captain. We can keep him in there for as long as you need.
I may be wrong, McQueen, but I don't think he's in communication with where we're headed. But I may be wrong.
Captain, I know you mentioned trying to send something out that would trick the Klingons into thinking Romulans were involved. I had an idea, possibly with using Chief Wren to work on a molecular imaging regulator that might be able to transmit something that could
2 minutes.
trick them. That's about all I got. I could keep going, but
What, for a ship, for a shuttle, for our ship, for what?
well, a ship would be a huge endeavor. I don't think I could create something that big in an hour.
Just some
Send a
kind
shuttle
of a,
out.
just some kind
Just
of a
anything.
signal?
It could be their sensors would pick up something Romulan, and I'm assuming that they're cloaked and their shields are down. If we
Okay, here's
could
what
if
I'm
we
gonna
could
do.
get them into an area where we were tricking them into going, then we could continue our plan and actually know the general area of where they would be.
Does that seem feasible, Commander? Like something helpful to have in case we do want to employ that method?
Certainly.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dismiss engineering from this meeting a little bit early because we're just talking about
Pulsars.
exactly. And you can head to engineering and begin working on that.
We can start
Get it
fiddling
done in
with
the hour.
holograms
You'll stay.
Possibly
Sensor
holographic
Boringly.
technology. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
1 minute.
In a boring way.
More to cover
Okay,
your
Captain.
tracks.
Anything
We're on
else
it.
for Talash? Thank you. Appreciate that, McQueen. Anything else?
Not for me.
Not about Talash, no. I'm a little
right.
worried about the other
What-
Klingons.
What's the plan, very quickly, sir, to engage them?
going to go over this again when I get back, but I think right now the plan that I'm leaning towards is to check in with these assets, to send out a kind of a burst signal to see if it's possible to evacuate them. I don't know. Because we're dealing with a cloaked ship, and as soon as we pop in there, we're going to become the target. And maybe if we can draw away this vessel, the bird of prey, then if the assets feel that they're in enough danger...
Taking them out of there would be taking away firepower, right?
Yeah, it would be.
That's why I feel like if we drop something like a probe or anything that would trick them into thinking it was a Romulan vessel, they would go to that, and then we would know exactly where the Klingon location would be.
Captain Martinez to Commander Talash.
This is Commander Talash.
So sorry if you were in the holodeck to interrupt. We were just going to go over our morning briefing before we head over to this this pulsar. Did you want to come back up?
I'm fine,
It should be brief, Commander.
Thank you, I'm fine. I don't have a particular interest in pulsars. I trust you to do your scientific whatever it is that
Are you sure? It's pretty rare.
Thank you, Captain.
Okay, are you good in the holodeck then?
We're fine down here, yes.
We? Who's we?
Me and my enemies.
Well, good battle on you, sir. Let me know if you need anything.
Very well. Talash out.
All right, so that threw a wrench in that.
So you need to lock him in then, right?
Yeah, that needs to happen.
You hear the helm bridge to Captain Martinez.
Go ahead.
We're coming up on the Kuviam system, sir.
How many minutes out?
About 20.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys are dismissed to go to engineering and start developing a
Things.
Yeah, but now who's gonna fly? I mean, they're flying
qualified
fine.
people.
Yeah. I know.
We're in warp. We got it. You'll come
Okay.
back. You'll come back in 20. Do what you can.
Okay.
Commander, did you say
Jiv raises his hands and says, look,
Yes.
I can take your place down there. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Before you go, real quick, Ensign Commander, did you say you had an idea?
Yes. Tell the fighters to escape the system on the opposite vector from us, lure the Klingons far enough away, ideally take out their engines, and then run away. We're faster than any Klingon vessel at a full sprint,
And that's-
even
yeah.
with the warp core problems. If the fighters are away, then there's no problem anymore.
Question.
But-
Jiv
Yes,
raises his hands.
go.
Doesn't that leave a Klingon warship, I don't know, alive?
Yeah. And
That was the captain's preference.
I don't have a problem with us having a big fat target on our back.
It's not
And to
us
your
I'm
point-
worried about, though, Captain. It's Narendra.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's right.
it's delicate right now, but what I'm worried about, Queen and everybody else in here, what I'm worried about is actually leaving weapons there. I'm not concerned about depowering or taking away any weapons as of right now, just because of our particular situation in this sector of space.
But Captain, it seems like the issue is if the Klingons were aware of the weapons, if they're searching for them now and they're aware of it, that means they have the intel about that, which is also sensitive information. I know originally last night we spoke about somehow either wiping their systems. We don't know if the Klingons know that there was Starfleet intel out here and secret Starfleet things.
Then we have to assume that the Klingon Empire knows this.
But what if they don't? And what if it's this ship and they're trying to get confirmation? And if we're able to,
Right, we have to try and prevent it if we can.
Prevent
try-
what?
from the rest of the Klingon Empire from knowing that Starfleet was hiding out here.
They don't
Destroying
know.
the intel.
Ideally, they won't find anything. They were looking to confirm. They haven't confirmed. If they take the first shot at us because we're a juicy target, then it wasn't our aggression, and it doesn't fall on Narendra.
How will you know if they've got that information yet?
They'll be shooting at fighters.
All right. What are you doing? We're 10 minutes to break, so I'm going to wrap this a little early so we can jump on break and leave a bulk of the episode for after break. So let's make some rolls real quick.
Okay.
You guys are building up here to try to lock Talash into the holodeck.
That's easy.
Yeah, I mean, really, you just tell the computer,
Well, not even that.
Command
Like,
override.
well, he has command override.
I want to do a control security to override the overrides so
Okay.
that he can't just pop back out like
Okay.
Right.
cancer and birthday cake.
Do you want
Gotcha.
me to assist with an engineering or no?
Focus on what you're doing.
Or I could help with that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Sure.
There we go.
Give me a hand, Leclerc.
Okay.
Excuse me. The Queen.
So you're going to basically nullify his command codes. Now you guys
Been waiting for that.
get a little bit of a bonus here because Sally's your ship. You don't know who gave him the command codes though. So I'm going to set the difficulty of this at 3.
Is this covert?
This is no.
The
I wouldn't
idea
say
is
this is covert.
the idea is can we make it look like a malfunction?
Oh yeah,
So
that would be covert.
All right.
that's what I'm leaning towards.
You assist me with the malfunction. I assist with wiping the override out.
And
Yeah.
this
Cool.
uses focuses multiple.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's do it.
All right.
Setting difficulty at 3. Then your roll is going to be a straight up. This is going to be a computer security check, I believe.
Yep. So that's
Yep.
control security for me, computer
Control
security for Sally.
Computer security from Sally. So, Mala.
Memento precautious.
Mala, Mala.
Yeah,
Can
sorry.
you roll computer security
It's not helping
for
with
Sally?
the talents.
Here's
of silver.
security.
Difficulty is 3. So go ahead and make your rolls. And you're assisting. So is that
it's-
correct?
So it's just one though.
1d20. Yeah.
Still uses your focus.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you still use your focuses.
So I'm taking one down for cautious.
Got it.
Which is a very excellent
just a
thing in this
success.
world. Goodbye, 20. Hello again.
Oh no!
Hey, that's good luck. 2 20s in a row. That's great. It's the same.
I loved
20s
you
to
that
me.
much,
What was
Sam.
the difficulty?
Difficulty was 3.
And
How many did we
How'd you
get?
do?
how did Sally?
No, Sally.
You got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Just
All
one
right, then we have
over
3.
3 successes with
And a
one
complication.
complication.
Yep.
Okay.
Ay, ay, ay.
I'm going to use that.
Of course.
All right.
Never any doubt.
My complication is okay. So yeah, it appears to work perfectly fine. You managed to get access override on Talash's command code, and that holodeck is officially sealed. He is currently running a program that pits him against a Gorn in a pit fight. It does have safety protocol on, however.
Okay.
Interestingly enough.
Warm up, Gorn.
I was gonna say
Main course,
probably a
yeah.
warm up.
He's just stretching.
Yeah. He's down there doing calisthenics with the Gorn. Gorn aesthetics. Had to.
Yep. No, you hadn't.
All right. So what we're gonna do now? You guys have successfully enacted the plan. The next step is to come out of warp and
Yep.
go straight into the lion's mouth.
We're dropping out one AU outside the system.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And proceeding a quarter impulse from there.
Okay.
I'm so confused. Okay.
Then we're gonna go on break.
okay.
We're gonna call this now because I want to get. We got a lot of stuff that's about to happen.
Get to the
Okay.
combat
So let's go ahead and go on our break. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Come back and we'll see what happens, folks. Time to buckle up.
Okay.
See you back in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody, from break. I'm sure you took one. The crew did not. You guys sat here the entire time.
Some of us did go peek. but not
Did you? I was. Nobody left the tables as you guys sat around fretting about what's about to come next.
I'm a nervous wreck
would
right
we
now.
possibly do
I don't
that?
have a puppy targ. This is not a good day.
Let's just get this over with so that we can go and cry on
I
behind the
literally
shield.
have my
Let's just
happy
do
corn.
this.
All right.
Stick around behind the shield
Yeah.
for tears.
So yeah.
And
Stay
character
tuned
creation.
For behind the tears on this week's episode.
Yeah, character creation behind the shield.
Yeah. Stay tuned for character creation on Behind the Shield.
Here's what's gonna happen. You guys fucked up. The Klingons kill all the Starfleet personnel at Starburst 364.
Yep.
But just a few months from now, the war is over. Oh, we just missed it.
Turns out it was all for nothing.
All right.
Shall we?
What if we made something? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So you guys, everyone steps onto the bridge and assumes their positions at their stations.
Here's what's gonna happen as soon as we arrive in 5 minutes or however long it's gonna take. We are sending a burst packet, right?
Yep.
Commander Rue, we've all planned a very covert, secretive little equivalent to like a text message. Tweet to send to these assets. And it's going to be harder to be deciphered by any sort of Klingon intelligence in the manner in which we're trying to do this. The information that we want to send to the assets is GTFO. Move. We've arrived. We're going to distract this bird of prey. You need to evacuate your base, all of your personnel, and if possible, leave no trace behind. Because we are trying to make it so that Klingon intelligence was wrong all along, and there was nothing ever here. That's the idea. So we're putting that into a tweet, however many characters we're afforded, and sending that the second we show up, and then we're going to do what we're going to do. But somebody has their finger on the button so that it's, we've arrived, sir. Boop, boop.
And very secret.
Okay. You guys are counting down as you are looking at the starfield in front of you. Everyone taking their positions. The noticeably different bridge set up here.
That's excellent. Can I just read this tweet that Sam literally is about to tweet?
First packet.
Is this because of the amount of characters
I was just trying to check the characters. I was like, this should be one tweet, you guys, so it's really tiny data, so it's hard to intercept.
We will distract. Evacuate on our opposite vector, and we will let them chase us. Leave no evidence.
Okay.
Yep. So we're sending defense away. That's.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
We're sending aggressors away. We're sending exacerbators away. We're sending proof away. Proof that this whole thing was happening because of this proof. That's what we're sending away.
Okay.
Because we are at war with the Klingon Empire. But us specifically right now, we're not. We've been conquered. It's different. There's people on Starbase 364 that will die if this thing maybe gets pushed further.
And
will die.
Say they know it's there, and the defenses go away.
Then we stall until they can.
Then we have a challenge.
All right.
Let's rise to the occasion.
Can we have a second message
Good
prep?
idea.
Please come back.
So do I.
And help.
Oh, good.
We'll have that message prepped. Sure.
Great.
Sure.
Particle dampener. Almost.
But that was my second choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Put that
Talon's absence is noted on the bridge as you all assume your positions. Sick bay is now on standby. Medical and nursing staff and everybody who has medical training is in sick bay. Damage control teams are on standby. The only thing we haven't done is gone to red alert. But I'll leave it to you because I believe you want to come out of warp harmless looking. So you get the countdown coming out of warp 5 seconds out, and as the number clocks down 1, and Sally Ride enters the Kuviam system, you are now technically in a hostile combat zone.
We're 1 AU outside, correct?
Well, that's correct.
All right, take us down to 1/4 impulse.
Yes, sir.
The Kuviam system is a lonely, ghostly, celestial neighborhood. The innermost ecliptical plane is a graveyard of rock. A titanic asteroid field is all that remains of many of the system's planets and moons. Casting a haunting light from the center of the system is the Kuviam star, which is a white dwarf whose red giant phase is undoubtedly why there's so little of the system left. In this context, it's possible that Kuviam 2, which, by the way, I should give you guys a quick description. When you guys come out of warp, there are 2 planets and the white dwarf star. It's a simple scan will reveal these planets. Kuviam 2 is a type. Let's see. I've got the information right here because I am prepared this week. Hot damn. Kuviam 2 is a Class L planet, marginally habitable. Further information if you want to scan. Kuviam Prime is about the size of Earth's moon. It's Class D. It has a large set of rings, iced rings, going around the planet. It's quite lovely.
Cool.
And then, of course, the Kuviam star, which is half the size of Sol. In this context, it's possible that Kuviam 2 was once a world teeming with life, but all evidence would suggest that this marginally habitable world is now little more than an angry wound whose high winds howl as though the planet itself mourns for the loss of life from ancient eons ago. It's possible that this was a thriving solar system before the sun entered its red giant phase, destroying most of it. But as a result, this white dwarf star is making this sort of ghastly white glow over the entire system from the dim center in which it shines. You are 1 AU out, now entering the Kuviam system. Would you like to run a sensor sweep?
Yep.
Are we sending the
That's
message?
just standard procedure for
We
when
have
you're
to sweep
entering a
to find
system.
them.
No,
I thought we did. I guess we have to sweep to
We don't
find
have
them. I
their
guess we don't know
location,
what their
yeah.
location
I'm giving you
is.
guys some basic information that
But
the
they also
sensors are
quote-
picking up as soon as you come into the system about
Not
the planets.
the ship, the assets.
Okay.
Not the ship,
No.
the assets. The tweet to the assets. We can't do that until we can scan and figure out where the assets are and then tweet to them? Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
So you're scanning the system then?
Yes.
Okay, so make a sensors roll. This is going to be what Sally's built for. So
Yep.
Joe, this is going to be you. This is going to
You
be
got
all
this.
McQueen.
Is this a sensor science?
This is sensor science, correct?
All right.
And
difficulty?
McQueen, you were going to be rolling reason science. It's okay.
Oh, cool.
Is there any focus that can help with that?
Probably not that you.
We can spend a momentum to give you an extra die.
Yeah.
You want to
So
do that?
3.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're down to 3.
Right. No. She's 3 die. We
yeah.
have
Do you
4.
guys want
down
to
to
say
4.
that Baker's on the bridge with you?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely,
Yep,
unquestionably.
yep.
I
Okay.
just hadn't been able to.
Then
There's a
Baker-
second science station which I'm not at right now,
That's
unless you've
correct.
ordered me to be here instead of.
So I'll allow Lieutenant Baker to assist.
Great.
All right.
So let me pull up her. Oh wait, I've got her right here.
Yep. Oh yeah, I
Okay, cool.
want her
So
What was
Baker's
the-
going to assist.
so much.
What was the difficulty?
So
Sweet.
this is just a general sensor sweep.
Okay.
This is give you a layout of the system.
Cool.
I've given you the planets. Let's give you everything else. All right, so go ahead and make your roll.
What's the
difficulty? Is 2.
Not too shabby. All right.
Okay.
That would be.
Dorothy got you
3.
1 success.
3 successes.
So 4
So
total.
4 total.
Why 3?
What was
Oh,
the
never mind.
difficulty?
Just 2.
Difficulty was 2.
Okay, so 1 momentum
1,
back.
2, 3.
4 for the ship.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, I got one too.
Oh, so we get 2 momentum back.
So we're maxed out. Great. Great job,
Okay.
McQueen.
It is eerily quiet out there. You are detecting no ships in the system. You are detecting signs of wreckage near Kuviam Prime.
Great.
The mass, however, is not consistent with a vessel of any kind. You are also detecting possible emissions in the system, as though maybe a starship has entered the system in the past 48 hours.
What kind of emissions?
It's difficult to tell with
Okay.
the standard sensor sweep.
But just a starship? Okay.
And then, of course, you get the readout of the planets as well. The Class L planets, also known as Kuviam 2, oxygen, argon with high concentration of carbon dioxide, about half the size of Earth, filled with violent storms. Moss and fungal vegetation is on the surface and below the surface of the planet. And even slightly drinkable water can be found in reservoirs below the surface.
Cool.
Aside from that, the average wind speed on the surface of that planet is about 80 to 95 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
So
Where was the crash signature?
near Kuviam Prime.
Near it, not on it.
No, not
Got
on
it.
it. Yeah. Well outside its orbit. Closer to the edge of the system.
Like on
in
the
fact.
rings? Like
No,
around-
no. Closer to the edge of the system.
Oh,
Kuviam
okay.
Prime is the farthest planet.
Yeah. Okay.
Information we want to obtain, kids?
Can we find out more about that trail?
Sure.
You want to take a momentum? Yep.
Yep. All right. Further sensor scans show that the device looked like it looked like it was about the size of a shuttlecraft. But initial scans reveal that it looked like it was some kind of listening post, or maybe a buoy of some kind, a listening device or a sensor device.
That is no longer there. Or is just
That's
the
been
wreckage?
destroyed.
This is the wreckage you're talking about.
This
Okay,
is
got it.
debris that you're finding floating in space.
Starfleet buoy?
More information is going to cost more momentum.
We need it.
Can I just clarification question?
What's up?
Is that did you intend to give it, like, if we don't know, we don't know, but when you said that there was a signature from a spacecraft and that there was debris, and we went to ask about the signature, are they the same? Oh, okay.
They are not.
Okay.
This
So we
thing-
investigated the debris.
You investigated the debris.
Okay.
Yeah. So what would you like to know?
I mean, I think we can assume that it's a Starfleet buoy, and that Klingons found it and we're mad it exists. Sorry, one quick clarification. Are we in Klingon space? Is this
It's the
neutral?
Shackleton Expanse.
This is Shackleton?
This
So
is no one's really.
Okay.
No one. I mean, technically, this was Federation, like
Yeah.
granted
Okay.
territory, but
Cool. Cool. Great.
so yeah. So it's debris. It looked like it was some kind of listening device. If you want to spend any more momentum, let me know.
I'm interested in subspace traffic. That would be being able to find any communications chatter between the fighters, given that there are multiple of them. They might be chattering and we would possibly know those channels. If the sensor sweep included subspace sensors, then I'd like to obtain information to sort of sweep for communications traffic.
Do we need to ask Uhura to do that separately?
No, you can burn a momentum for that.
Could we burn a momentum to find the location of the assets?
No,
Or-
you have to roll for that.
You have to roll for that. Well, then we'll burn a momentum for the subspace chatter.
Okay. It is dead quiet in the system.
Would I have any tactical guesses?
The answer is probably yes, because your character, if I remember correctly, LeClaire specifically is trained in Klingon tactical data, and I mean, you studied Klingon warfare. It's why you were put on that. That was part of the cover for your being on that station. So, what would you like to try to guess or predict?
Queen, any insights?
If you want to make a roll, and then I can allow you to do some obtain information checks if you want.
Okay. Yes.
That could help us get some momentum back, yeah.
What would be the question?
Well, maybe you would tactically know where the base might be, or like
based off the layout, what sort of what the
search
approaches
patterns, we'll find out.
So what kind of roles?
This is probably going to be
a reason something,
or an insight something.
Yeah.
So what I need to know specifically what you want to know, because you named two things. So.
Based off this layout ahead of us, where would Klingon come in? What is the most
So you're
likely
interested in
approach?
what the Klingons might be up to, and you're trying to guess what a Klingon's approach vector would be, or like what their tactics would be in a situation like this.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to say that's going to be an insight security check.
Okay.
And I believe you have a focus that'll help you here.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make
What's the
that
difficulty?
check. Difficulty here, given the situation and the intelligence that you've acquired, I'm going to set it at 2.
You want to take another momentum first?
Should I?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get that back.
All right.
Nice. Oh, not good, but that's good.
But these two are good.
That's good, yeah.
And because it's Alright, so two successes.
2 successes, okay. If there is a Klingon vessel out here, she is cloaked, no doubt. If she was going to attack, there's going to be little or no warning. Sally's just going to get hit. And Klingons typically, they treat combat in this regard. Here's 2 things you know about Klingons that I'll give you. And then momentum spends if you want to know more. Klingons treat combat like this like a targ hunt. And that even though a lot of other races see a paradox in the fact that Klingons value honor above all things, Kalis once said, the most honorable thing is victory.
So they'd be willing to sneak up on us.
Oh yeah, it's a favored tactic.
Are we
It is a
red
favorite-
alert, Captain?
It is a favored tactic.
Should we be at red alert?
We should be. Our shield should be up. I'm assuming.
We don't know where they are nor where the assets are. We could be attacked at any moment.
Okay, we need to find out where the assets are now, so I think we need to do another sensor sweep.
Now, you guys did come out of warp just outside the system.
We
you are
are
proceeding in
still-
at half impulse, but you're still out of the system.
That's 2 hours 23 minutes travel at 1/4 impulse.
I'll tell you this though, Lassie, if there are Klingons out here, they know you're here now. I mean, a ship coming out of warp just outside the system is that's gonna pop up on the sensors.
Right. So either
If there are any here, of course.
either they're not attacking us. Who knows?
Well, I mean,
why.
it's been moments.
It's literally
moments.
been about 30 seconds since you guys have left warp.
It's tense.
Are our shields up? Is the question.
This is literally the picture you guys are seeing coming up on the view screen and popping up on your sensors.
No, we're playing dumb.
Yeah. If our shields are up, they'll know that our shields are up. And then we won't be playing so dumb. We'll be
So what are you
playing
doing?
smart.
Because this is going to be one of those situations where if
they fire us, that
if you don't act decisively,
Yes.
I'm going to start getting
Oh,
threat.
we're approaching the system. Here's the decisive decision.
Okay.
Our shields are down
Okay.
because we're stupid.
Well, we might as well play dead if we're going to do that.
Yeah, can we turn the ship on its belly? How do Klingons feel about targs that do that? Is that
I can
still
do
honorable?
that.
No, yeah.
If that's still,
Turn
if we
off-
can in 3D
turn off
space, just
power.
It's a plane of ecliptic. It looks
It's
the
hard
same
to
upside
say.
down.
If you want to spin momentum, I'll let you guess at what the response to a tactic like that would be.
no, we're
Would
not
they
going to
attack
turn the
something
ship
that
over.
seems...
Well,
I'm being
let's get serious because
sarcastic.
we're
Let's go. Yeah.
we've only got so much time. What's up?
Quarter impulse in. We're going to proceed as we were doing.
Okay.
And we're going to continue to try to find these assets.
Okay. So you're gonna scan the system.
Yeah.
Now, just so you know, any ship can see when another ship is scanning.
Yeah, we're done.
Just so y'all know. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So go ahead. I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to play
Yeah,
into it, but I just want y'all to know
Thank you.
that's a thing.
To confuse them.
Okay, so you're going to make a census check. You're
Wait
looking
till
for
the
the
fact
assets.
cosplay.
So go
Oh,
ahead
I don't think he
and
knows
same roll as last time. Difficulty on this is going to be 4, and that's with Sally's reduction.
Get an extra
we
dice.
don't.
So that was
For it.
reason and science?
Yes.
So
And
we'll
Sally
need to
can
spend.
assist here.
We'll need to spend. You said Sally can make an assist?
Yes, Sally's assisting.
How many dice does Sally get?
1.
Sally gets 1. She's
Oh, so
assisting.
we
Yeah, that'll
need
be
at
someone
least
else.
Yeah.
one, and they need to all be successes.
Eric.
I will. Let's spend all. If we spend all 3 momentum. Did we already spend a momentum over there? Why do you guys have 2 over here?
Because she's getting a third die, right?
Right now?
Sure, that's what's
Okay.
happening.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Because the difficulty's 4.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
so I
getting a
took it.
third one, but we're also
Alright,
going to spend
third
the
die.
other 2
To get another
so
die?
that she's going to get a 4th.
Nice.
All right. Do you
Okay.
need to borrow one?
What's up, Ruth?
She's got it. She's
I
got
took
it.
advanced tactical training that would presumably include squadron maneuvers. May they use that as an inside security assist for where they might likely be within
Sure.
the system.
Right.
Go ahead
Point
and
the
make that roll.
sensors.
Yep.
Nice.
And would-
I'll totally
would-
allow that.
And would
That's good
Starship
use of your
Tactics
skills.
be a focus
Sally's
for that?
computer science? Or no, sensors.
For
Here's
what
the
Sam's
sensor.
rolling for?
I'm just doing something
I'm
separate.
sorry.
Aren't we all rolling for the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're rolling reason science.
Sally's rolling sensor science.
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm assisting Rue.
Nope.
Nope,
I'm
you're
assisting.
Yep.
You're
Look,
Sally.
just
McQueen.
roll a d20 and tell me
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah.
I
Let's
just
do
didn't know who
You're
the
just-
die was going towards.
Yeah. All right. Difficulty is 4. Make the roll.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very, very, very
Am
good.
I focused with Starship Tactics? Is that a focus?
That's not going to apply here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is just a sensor.
But Ruth's
So
focus will.
Good. Excellent.
1 assist from Sally.
Two from me.
So I got. What does a critical do?
it gives you 2.
All right, so 4.
4. Okay.
5, 6.
7.
Jump up on that momentum.
Well, no, we just get 2.
4, 5,
Because
6,
there was
7.
a fat check.
Yeah.
3.
It was a 4 difficulty.
Four
And we got
difficulty.
7 successes.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
Oh, we got
6.
It was 5 down to 4 or 4 down to 3?
Four,
It was 5 down to
6,
4.
1.
Good. Great.
You got
Right?
2
Yeah.
successes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Sally reaches out with her sensors, and you're watching the data come back through the feed as you guys are nervously looking at this empty view screen with the system in front of you. At first, the information that's coming back is yielding nothing, but Rue, every gut in your body tells you to check the rings on that planet. Because that's exactly where you would hide if you had a squadron on standby. You lean forward to Lassie, McQueen, and give some insight on what you would do if you were a squadron leader.
Excellent.
A few moments pass, and you see on a tactical display coming up on the view screen, you see what looks like a gridded space dock adrift within a particle field of ice and rock inside the rings. It lists slightly to the side, and there are 18 Peregrine Starfleet fighters latched onto this thing. It looks like it literally looks like a kind of like a specialized version of a dry dock with, from what sensors are reading, moderate living quarters, probably just to keep the squadron fed and slept. But this looks like a staging area where the squadron can basically survive out here until called upon. They're running on low power right now. Sally's getting the information coming through because of her remarkable sensor suite. You're able to break through all of the interference that the rings are causing, all of the ice. They also have an active sensor. It looks like they have some sort of ionic interference network in place to help deaden their presence. It also looks like a listening post of some kind and bears a striking resemblance to the wreckage you found just down the edge of the system.
Can we send that message?
Yes. Tweet away.
They are, by the way, Sally would also detect, without having to spend momentum, that they are running at minimal power right now.
Okay.
So would they get?
Way, like, their power levels are so low that you can only surmise that they are laying think of it like a sub going silent running.
Oh.
Yep.
They have gone completely dark and are only running right now on life support.
Do you think they've detected the Klingons?
I don't know.
I'm sure they're just trying to play it quiet.
If they have.
Anybody want to spend momentum or anything else like that?
If they knew the communication buoy was destroyed, they might have
Assumed,
immediately
and somebody
shut
had,
down.
Somebody had to have sent out the info that there is a bird of
You
prey
think so?
active here, so it may have been them
Right.
to send to.
That's possible.
That's
Why
true.
The Admiral and to
the
send to us?
Admiral
Right.
knew.
So they literally sent out a
We're
distress
Gonna
gonna
call.
obtain momentum for more?
But here's the issue that we're going to run into. If we send them that tweet to evacuate and they up in power and get out of the system, if there's a cloaked Klingon bird of prey waiting, they're gonna see it.
We're going to rely on their
well, why
good
don't we
sense to know that they wait until they chase us per the tweet.
Okay,
Well, could we ask if they sense the Klingon ship instead?
that's a good idea.
I don't want too much traffic going back and forth. The message we're sending right now is 560 bytes at maximum. That's hard to pick up. Let's not risk it with more
Dust.
communication.
It's motes.
What are you doing?
Tweeting away.
Yep, tweets away.
All right, this is going to be a communications check.
All right. What kind of check is this?
Do you want me to do it
Clever crew. Clever crew.
with covert and everything? Or
I want to see what kind of check it is.
All right, so you're trying to get the word out to them.
Because I can always pop my my friend as well. Get some help.
Okay. This is going to be... One second. Where did I have it? Oh, here we go.
Assuming Federation alphabet is
Communication engineering check.
For Sally.
Yeah, who wants to assist on this? Who's going to be initiating?
Engineering.
What's the check?
It's communications engineering is going to be the check.
And for the-
Sally
For Sally.
character.
Sally will assist with... What's that?
What's the character though?
What does the
Oh, I'm sorry. This is
control
going to be security. So, so you're trying to get an encoded message quietly to your assets.
It's communication security.
That's correct, and it's going to be communications engineering for Sally.
Oh, okay. That's what
So-
it is.
All right, so this is control security check for the player.
This is going to be a computer's security check for the player.
Okay.
There's no
Players don't
computers.
have
There's no
computers.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Sally's
Yeah.
sheet. I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Do we have an android on the ship?
That would be nice.
If nothing else, an assist would be.
On this one, yeah, I'm going to say a control security check on this one.
Cool. So we have
Would it be
assist.
better?
Chief
How many
Ren
dice
rolling
do you
for the
have?
ship.
Correct. I'll be taking an extra, which gives me a reroll. I have a 17 target number for this week.
Okay.
But I would like an assist.
So we've got Commander Rue rolling for the character,
Okay.
and then we have McQueen assisting with that covertly.
I'll allow that. All right, cool.
Beautiful.
All right.
Given the nature...
is ready to go with one success.
Taking momentum for cautious.
Okay.
And let's rock.
Cautious way. What's the difficulty?
I'm going to set the difficulty at 4,
You're starting with one success. Sally is ready to go.
and I'm going to drop 3 threat to raise the complication range.
Oh boy.
Oh, excellent.
So 17.
Oh, does
17 or
focus-
higher
Yeah,
is a complication.
I would say.
Does
I would
focus.
say. We'll get that clarification, but I think it will be okay.
Yep, that's 3 from me.
Okay.
3, 4, and
Does focus come into play?
Yes.
Cover.
so
Absolutely.
6
Two.
successes total.
6 successes, so juice up that momentum.
Ooh, thank God.
5, 6.
Okay.
All right, tweets away.
So what's the
Not
message?
that I know what a tweet is.
What's the message you basically ping out?
Let me.
I mean, you guys are basically sending out the Star Trek version of Morse code, right? You know, it's
Yeah.
it's as low frequency as you can get.
Yeah.
And
Sam
it's-
has the word.
Yeah. It's all right. I have to wait for.
Quick question: is it a 1 ping deal, or are you having the message repeat? What's because you've succeeded.
One ping. If we happen to get a ping back from them, as we're waiting for everything to pop off,
Yeah.
then that will be helpful confirmation. But I don't
ping.
want
Okay.
this on a rotate.
Okay, cool.
They know what to do.
I'm having Hunt for that October flashbacks here. 1 ping for Chile.
Oh, this whole thing. We will distract, evacuate on our opposite vector, and we will let them chase us. Leave no evidence.
Okay, 1 second.
Leave no evidence.
Yeah.
They're Starfleet. They have good sense.
If I were them, I would interpret that to be destroy the ship that's on.
Destroy their stuff.
You send the ping out.
All right. Well, let's proceed in on full impulse and wait for this to pop off.
Ensign?
Yes, Captain.
So full impulse? Okay, you move into the system.
So it's now down to half an hour to get into the system instead.
What are the procedures for scanning and then coming across a cloaked vessel?
What are the
not
procedures
looking.
for scanning and
We're
coming
done.
up? So the likelihood of scanning a cloaked vessel is, it would rank up there with extremely improbable.
0%? Okay, great.
I wouldn't say 0, but I would say extremely improbable.
Okay.
How is the difficulty
with a
relative
cult.
to when we were going through Klingon territory? Because I know we did manage at least a blip of them back in the.
I'll give you some meta information. The reason why you got a blip is because you caught them as they were cloaking.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But if there's a vessel already cloaked,
If there's a vessel already cloaked, you don't even know what to do.
it is
There's
an
nowhere to.
invisible needle in a haystack.
All sorts of
By the way,
the engine
I just want to
rooms.
put this in your mind. If you spend 30 minutes drifting into the system, that's 30 more minutes that they're going to have to search for their assets. And I'm going to give them advantage on that.
Captain, might be a bad time.
You arrived an hour late too from what your normal trajectory was because of the warp engine.
Fashionably late. Thank you.
Did we
So
get
just
any?
keep all that in mind.
Did we get any in the orders from the admiral, or when we spoke, when she was in her robe for 2 seconds? Any like timetable?
You got what you got.
It was none.
What we got?
Okay.
She disseminated what she had.
Captain, since
Yo.
we're going so slow
The
to
speed of
this, maybe would be a good time to maybe coax them out of their hole, as it per se, and we can release the thing that Ensign Sage and I have been working on.
We worked on it. We kind of tweaked the orders that you gave us. It doesn't really send out a Romulan signal. It kind of just. It's just going to confuse their
noises.
sensors.
Lots of things to ping on their sensors. Just maybe it might confuse them out of decloaking or something.
And also distract
Why
them
not?
from looking at the. Okay, cool.
Sounds
At
good.
us.
Just do it.
Great.
Go ahead.
Just
do the thing.
us not
I
shooting
love this
for
plan.
a
I'm
little
a big
bit.
fan of it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yes.
What did we make?
Approval.
A resonating,
particle
dampener.
A resonating particle
with a
dampener.
pulse.
Yeah.
It
So that
pulsates.
sounds scientific.
Resonating particle pulsator.
Tell your GM what you're doing.
So we are going to release this probe that basically that we tweaked last night.
Yeah.
Over a lot
It
of
should
Crim
make
soda.
their scans pick
And
up
it's gonna
very odd
like
anomalies.
give us. But we in our systems, our sensors have the can work through the interference. And it's gonna mess up their sensors a lot. It's gonna just send out different.
So it's an ECM.
it's a thank
dazzler.
you. It's pulsating. It's gonna mess up all of their
Then
sensors.
I'm going to need an engineering check to make sure you guys properly designed this thing.
Okay. Hello. Do you want to take lead on it? or-
Sure, I'll take lead.
assist.
Popping a momentum, y'all.
This is not. You're not going to get an assist from Sally on
Thank
this
you,
because
thank
you guys are literally.
No, we did.
No,
it
we were
ourselves.
doing it.
I'm
Yeah.
assisting.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why.
Assuming control.
It's the only thing I have in my control right now. It's too.
Boom.
Okay. I'm going to say this is a difficulty 3.
Okay.
Do what you're doing.
Wait, I have things.
What did you say?
Difficulty 3.
Okay. Nothing? 3 successes from me.
Okay.
I was flying. I didn't press the button.
All right. So this probe. Sally fires this probe from her torpedo bay, and you watch this blinking light send out towards the system.
Yes, but it also does threat.
Sensors are detecting that this probe that they've created is in fact functioning like a flying pulse bomb, essentially, sending out bursts of electromagnetic energy.
Cool.
Does anything happen?
Something's going to happen. I'm going to spin threat.
Oh boy.
All right.
I didn't want to roll.
I'm gonna
Let's not give it more threat.
I'm gonna spend 1 threat. Go ahead and make a sensors check from Sally.
Okay.
That
That would be
you?
Sally and Joe.
So whoever's
Sensor security for this.
So this is going to be a difficulty 3 task. It's going to be reason security, but I'll also allow sciences or engineering.
From whom?
Yeah, who would
From
be
whoever wants to do
picking
this, assisted by the ship's science plus sensors.
Okay.
Whoever wants to scan. I mean, it would be technically McQueen's position on the bridge.
Let's give it to McQueen then.
But Dorothy can do it too.
Oh, yeah.
Can Dorothy assist?
All right. Well, Dorothy. So actually, for this, you might want Dorothy to do it.
All right.
I'll
other
give
way
you
around.
that much.
We'll
Go,
have
Dot, go!
All right. So
Lieutenant
Dot's
Baker
going to
do
make
it.
because Dot is scanning scientifically, while McQueen is scanning tactically.
Okay.
So
So you're assisting
And
with
Sally
one die.
is ready to
Oh.
scan with one success.
Reason security.
cool.
It's up to Dorothy now.
Dorothy got 2. So that'll hit it 3. All right, you detect.
Wow.
Interestingly enough, sitting out this electromagnetic pulse, you briefly detect. Dorothy on sensors goes, "Oh wow, oh my goodness, Captain." She swivels in her chair and looks at you and says, "Captain, I've detected a gravimetric eddy about 20 kilometers from here, and the electromagnetic pulse actually seems to be having an effect on it. It's widening."
Well, that's what we showed up for anyway, right? Or at least that's what we lied and said we showed up for?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, then let's...
It's good. Mark
Wait,
that
that's the
down.
collapsing pulsar? Is that what it was?
No,
No.
No.
Oh,
It's okay. We can say science.
I
Gravimetric
get it.
shenanigans.
These are the gravimetric like potholes essentially in the Shackleton expanse that are all over the damn place.
Expanding, or is it-
Wait, so our pings are
Fantastic.
widening it?
Are widening it.
It's basically you guys sending out an electromagnetic pulse bomb out into space on the front of a probe. It's interacting with an electromagnetic eddy, a gravimetric eddy out there, and it's actually causing the interference to grow wider.
I'm
Cool.
pleased.
Great.
Say the thing again.
It's
I just want to write it down so that when I have to say
electromagnetic.
it.
It's essentially electromagnetic disturbance. It's an anomaly that's caused
Okay.
by electromagnetic disturbances, and this electromagnetic pulse bomb that you've shot out of the Sally is basically agitating it. It's caused it to, and Sally's sensors have detected it.
But that's it.
Ensign, take us in closer so we can get a better look.
Yes, Captain. That's it.
Closer and faster.
What I need to know now is, are you headed? So you're headed towards the gravimetric eddy then? Mm-hmm. You're still outside the system. Mm-hmm. How long is Sally staying outside the system?
Thought
Are
we
you
were
taking us
moving?
like?
No?
We're moving into the system now,
Okay.
Thought we
and
were in
because
it.
of the potential danger that this...
You were 30 minutes outside the system. So
Yes.
what speed
Well,
are you proceeding?
we've done a bunch of things since then.
Yeah, but
So,
as you
presumably
pointed
it's
out,
cut
it's
time.
going to be
Yeah.
half an hour before you actually reach the edge of
So
the
we're
system.
going to speed up so that we'll be there in
Well, you're at
12.
full impulse right now.
12 seconds.
So you want to warp 1?
Yes, sir.
You're going to do a warp jump?
Yeah.
Okay. You will jump past the gravimetric disturbance.
Oh.
Yes, but we have it marked.
Yes, you do. You have it mapped.
And also, I
Big
think that...
road bump that nobody else can see out there.
I think it would be prudent to mention at this point that because of the danger that a gravimetric pulse may put out, I think we need to put our shields up. So
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they do seem terribly dangerous.
Shields
That's a yellow alert.
we have proof of that. We have been rocked
And rolled.
and rolled because of these things. So let's go ahead and warp 1. Let's move right past it, and then we're going to kind of turn around and just get a bit closer look at it, Ensign.
2 power.
2 power.
All right. Right. And you can see with the shields up, Lark like relaxes just like a tad bit.
Ensign,
Captain, yes.
we got this.
Warp. Yo, yes, Captain.
Jiv is down in engineering right now, just monitoring the warp core as you guys jump to warp. As you guys leave warp and come out on the edge of the system now, just minutes away from Kuviam Prime, you hear engineering to bridge. Sally's doing fine, responding just as we predicted.
Thank you, engineering. Keep up the good work.
Dead quiet out there.
Good.
No response from the
No
Federation
pingback.
facility.
So,
No pingbacks.
knowing Klingon tactics, do I know that if they had seen us, would they have attacked by now?
Well,
Good
you just
question.
did a warp jump. The situation hasn't changed too much, but now you're in the thick. Like you guys were kind of inching in, looking
taking it
around,
around.
and now you've jumped. Now you've stepped into the room, so to speak.
Yeah.
So if they're going to attack, you're going to find out soon enough.
Right.
So that potential is still there. Nothing has changed. Is what
Nothing
you're
has
saying.
changed,
Yeah.
but I mean, if their orders were to search and destroy or search and locate or whatever
They're
Federation
still-
assets,
they're still doing that?
Now that y'all are here in the area of where they
We're a
might be
Federation
searching, now it's more likely you'll encounter them
Okay.
because they weren't going to come out to this.
They might have been waiting to see if we led them to where it was.
They're
All
getting,
right.
they're getting signals from everywhere though.
Yes.
So yes, about 30 light minutes away, just outside the system, you are detecting your probe is still traveling at half impulse powers. It's just
Beautiful.
sending out electromagnetic pulses.
Love that.
Dorothy's monitoring it and getting trajectory and information back as it's relaying info.
Good.
We did a thing.
All right. So we're surveying the system, right? Mm-hmm. What's associated? Anything associated with that Klingons might pick up on, or are we just gonna pop around and survey?
Are we gonna check that rubble or no?
You are close enough to the debris. If you wanted to scan it again, you.
I feel that if we didn't,
There are no
it would
life
be
forms?
Right.
suspicious. No life forms, as far as we know.
We're here.
With
We're
this.
surveying. We're
Not in
just
the first
doing a
scan.
very standard thing.
So let's now focus a scan on the buoy, on the wreckage, on the
Roll it.
whatever it was.
roll it.
So let's do that.
All right.
Make the roll. This is yet another.
The sensor scan.
Yeah.
So that's
This
you,
is a
McQueen.
sensor science check.
Hey, Dottie.
Difficulty here is going to be 1. Now that you're up close.
Lovely.
Yes, you reason.
That's after
Yeah.
after
Do
the
you want to get
adjustment.
another? Oh,
Oh,
Oh no.
that's good.
She's
wow. Well, I was
got
gonna
this.
say like
No, that's
to
bad.
or
That's
get
good.
more
What'd you
momentum.
get?
She's got this real good.
That's
good?
that's the
yeah,
good one.
That's the good
Oh.
one.
20 is bad.
What'd you get?
Well, I thought that was the 20.
No, that's
No,
Federation
you're-
symbol is a 1.
Yep.
Yeah. So 3.
3 successes. Okay.
4.
4 successes. Get back to
successes.
momentum.
3 momentum because it was difficulty 1.
No, it was 2.
Oh, never mind.
Difficulty was 2.
I thought the difficulty was 1.
After the reduction, it was 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
This was a Federation listening outpost designed to detect incoming vessels and designed to detect incoming ships.
Gotcha.
It was destroyed in the past 24 hours.
Ooh.
well.
Would you like to spend momentum to learn more?
We're likely to believe that it was the Klingons. What I'm curious about is is this in any Starfleet records? This listening post.
Yeah. Say like
So
it's
it's-
a class 4 listening post.
So it's like a known thing. Mm-hmm. This is not a
We've
section
had other
31
kinds
thing.
of listening posts before, so we had to ask.
Are we
Yeah.
able to detect how it was destroyed so we can determine whether it was
we-
Starfleet
Yeah,
or
you can start
Standard?
spending momentum, yes.
Then that's true. Should we see
Do we have
the
things?
Klingons?
Amy, you look like you had a
I'm not
thing.
on the bridge, which is why I'm not demanding that we check various things. I'm just cheering from the sidelines. Y'all got this.
What you doing?
You could also be involved as a player.
Spending
It's all
momentum.
We have to spend momentum for that.
If you want to know more, spend momentum.
I think
we-
that Ensign
Obtain
Sage had an
information.
excellent question, which was if we can figure out how it was destroyed.
Okay, burn
It's
that
very
momentum.
wise.
Yes. Yes, just like the doctor.
It was obliterated by disruptor fire about 6 hours ago.
6 hours. Oh, that
From-
It still has. There's no doubt this was from a disruptor weapon, which is a signature weapon of a Klingon vessel.
I have another question.
Klingons and Romulans use disruptors.
I have another question. Can you elaborate a little bit on the deal that was put in place at Narendra? Does the deal only apply to space around Narendra? Is it like outside of that, in the rest of the Shackleton, it's like war as usual, Federation v
Outside
Klingon
of Shackleton,
Empire?
it's war as usual.
So this is like, we're in the middle of war,
yes,
and a known, like in the Starfleet records, which the Klingons have because of Narendra, listening outpost was destroyed.
think of this like North and South Korea. You're still technically at war. No one's firing shots right now,
Okay.
but the war never stopped. So
Okay.
in this case, the only thing that's keeping everything in check is that they're at a stalemate.
So one can't have an advantage
So
over
if
the other.
something
it's a
happens
Cold War. Got
outside,
it.
yeah, one can't have the advantage over
Okay.
the other.
Okay.
So essentially, whatever happens outside of Narendra, so long as you can play it off, it's kind of fair game. Just so long as just so long as you haven't provoked the other side.
Right, which is
So
why
we-
we're sitting here.
We need to
batting
find the Klingon ship. Nothing has happened.
Or we
We have to find it, right?
Lassie, make a sensors check.
that actually, yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, is there a way to trick them to come out of the
You're right.
smoke?
Difficulty is
Probably.
1
Well,
after the reduction.
I mean, they could be anywhere.
Can
6
you roll
hours.
for Sally
right,
Ride?
that's
Yeah.
Roll for Sally.
Same thing as before. Sensor security
Yep.
or sensor science.
Sensor science.
What was it before?
Difficulty is 2.
It's
No, it's 1
one.
after the reduction. So 2
So
successes.
3 successes.
3 successes, so fill up a momentum.
We're maxed out.
all right.
We're gonna need it.
Well, yeah, obtaining is key.
You see it. Sally Ride sends up the alert immediately. A covert class Klingon bird of prey decloaks just after the vessel and opens fire. It happens in moments.
Oh,
The moment you see the distortion waving in space, a large light battle cruiser decloaks and opens fire at close range on Sally.
that's the big one, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's the big one.
Look for yourself.
If you did get a
It's the big
successful
one.
scan, so if you want to burn, before we start rolling into combat, if you want to burn momentum to obtain information about the ship, I'll give it to you.
It's the big one.
Yeah, well, is that something that I would know as well?
Actually, yes. If you want to make a quick roll and you don't have to burn momentum.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, please.
All right, so yes, I would say this is going to be a...
Insight?
have to starboard bow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, sensors basically start blaring an alert, and
Yeah.
the image comes up aft as you watch this large vessel decloak, and disruptors open fire. So Lassie, McQueen, everyone's listening. McQueen, you're going to need to make a... Let's see, what would you make?
Like insight?
For something like this,
Recent tweet with
this is going to be a reason security check.
We can send that with shield, right?
It's someone that's gonna have to burn a turn to do.
1.
1. What is the difficulty at? Is it 2?
I think
what
you
he
did. I
didn't
think you
say.
said. I think you said 2, but I was half
Should I have
listening.
waited?
You'll have to burn
No, it's
momentum
okay.
then to gain more information on this.
You want to burn momentum?
What information do we need?
To find out the...
About the ship.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Cavort class bird of prey is a light warship. She outguns Sally, big time.
Oh yeah.
She is a tough vessel.
Crew complement of 800.
No, that's the battle cruiser.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So 300.
This vessel completely outguns Sally. She is a warship.
Yeah.
And I am now making an attack roll as we're going into combat.
Okay.
All right. We'd like to.
By the way, when the ship comes under attack, it automatically goes to red alert.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
just standard procedure.
Yeah.
So,
we
I
are.
need my buttons.
Sally takes the head. Yeah, here you go. Women in bogs first.
All right.
Battle stations, people. Ensign, get us the hell out of here.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, Captain.
Take us back toward
can-
the pothole.
So I'm warping out of here, I'm assuming.
Okay,
Are we
hold on.
faster than them?
Oh,
yes.
We're faster
Oh.
than them. We don't.
Two.
They outgun us for sure.
Yeah.
I'm ready to roll.
Stay within medium range of them. I think that should
Should we
be.
shoot like their navigational?
So wait, so I'm not warping
Sally's hit. Sally takes the strike.
All right.
How much? Just one?
We'll find out.
Damage report.
All right.
Before you even go, it's a lot
I
of
can do damage report.
It's a lot of dice in his hand.
Yes, it is.
I don't like his face. I don't like your face.
It's a lot of effects.
Your face.
with disruptors. That's not great. Is gonna.
So before resistance kicks in,
Yep.
you take 13 damage.
Okay.
Okay.
What's our thingy?
Shields are all the way down.
I'm doing a
Now remember,
report.
damage is reduced before shields absorb it.
Yes.
So okay, so after the reduction, so Sally bucks. Hector, Martinez has felt the ship get hit before, and it always feels like something's hitting the hull. This one has a more sickening feeling because the damage is so intense that it penetrates. It doesn't actually slap up against the hull.
Yeah, great.
So Sally, everyone rockets forward. That's going to be a breach because you guys took way more than 5 damage. That's going to be 2 breaches.
Does it apply to
Is that
taking
not
shields
after
down?
shield?
What's that?
I thought breaches only applied after shields.
If you do 5 or more damage with a single strike.
Is this damaged or just taking down shields?
Shields dropped, according to...
Well, but exactly.
9 of it. Oh, 10
Nothing went past shields.
There's no spillover?
No, absolutely
Okay,
not.
but the shields went to 0.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Shields went to 0. I want to regenerate shields.
All right, hold on.
I'm very aware.
Okay.
What's our resistance, 3 or 4?
4. Resistance is equal to
It's
scale.
going to take 1 power for me to
Fantastic.
do this.
Yep.
So we are now down to.
It's not your turn yet, though.
I'm okay.
All right, 1 sec.
Right? Sorry.
I have no idea.
didn't mean to-
Okay.
Because we're in combat, so now we have to.
Do
So
that.
you
in a
reduce the
second.
total damage roll by 1 for each point of total resistance, which you guys had a resistance of how much was it? 4? So 13 minus 4.
That's 9.
If the ship suffers 5 or more damage from a single attack or hazard, after reduction from resistance, the system suffers a breach.
Okay.
A system suffers a breach. If the ship is reduced to 0 shields from attack or a hazard, you suffer a breach.
All right.
So 2 breaches.
Do those stack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If the ship had 0 shields before it, you guys are fine on that, though.
Yep.
But you guys basically get hits for 2 breach. So here comes a roll.
Okay, we are now holy. Let's go.
Yep.
That was a hell. I rolled that.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a damage roll.
Yep.
So
Which parts are
good
damaged?
job.
That's what he's finding out right now.
I'm about to roll it.
Oh boy.
So let's see what got hit.
The holodeck has been blown out into space.
Engines got hit.
no, I need those. I need those.
Well,
That's bad.
hey,
That's
real
very
Gorilla.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I copied down the wording of the damn sickbay talent this time.
If a system has suffered a number of breaches equal to or greater than the ship's scale, which you haven't yet, but you're gonna. Oh wait, you guys are scale 4. Is that correct? Okay. So a breach has immediate impact. Okay, so if a system has suffered a number of breaches equal to or greater than half the scale, it becomes damaged. So the engines have just taken damage.
Okay, so both of the breaches happened in the engines.
Oh my god.
That's gonna feel bad to Power.
Actually, yeah, because it was a single hit. So
2 breaches on like 1 engine. The cell, like, is that what's kind of happening?
whenever the engine suffers 1 or more breaches, it's going to suffer 2. It disrupts the functions that temporarily. The ship loses immediately 2 power
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
until internal systems. That's the first effect, and then it was damaged from the second breach.
Okay.
If the total number of breaches of the engine equal to or greater than half the size, then the system has been significantly damaged. The increase is the difficulty of all tasks involved that are assisted by the ship's engines. So anything that's assisted by the ship's engines are now at +2 difficulty until it's repaired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's.
All right.
We're not done. We're not out of the water yet on this.
All right.
2 breaches.
This is what we trained for, guys.
I
Hold
cannot
up.
do your command, Captain, until I get the engines back.
You guys. Okay.
We cannot warp.
All right.
Sir, I can
can't-
either regenerate shields or I can send a damage control team. Or Jiv can get on it.
So 3.
One jit. Either way.
Jiv can send
You're
a
saying
damage
either
control.
shields or engines?
I
Okay.
feel
one or
like
the
you
other.
should do shields because Jit's
Injury
already down
reports
in
start
engineering.
coming in from the ship immediately, Doctor. Everyone feels the Sally Ride buck in a way that she has never bucked before. No asteroid strike or gravitational eddy has ever felt like this. She just got hit hard, and you hear the alarms blaring as shields drop on her. The ship shakes violently forward. You guys are tossed about on the bridge for a split second. It is now Sally Ride's action.
And
There's a
we
Cavort
can
class bird of prey that's priming its weapons for a second
keep
strike.
initiative. Now that they have gone, because you can't like keep until they've gone. Fortunately, they went first.
What can
so
we
I can
do?
keep initiative for free, like for I think pretty much all of us.
Shields and engines.
Great.
I think
We can do the
beautiful.
defense or we can do the offense. I think there's a lot to be said for working on the shields, if nothing else, and starting to work on those engines. So we can keep initiative to the 2 of you.
Yeah. If Jiv can work on engines and you work on shields. that
Shiv
way-
has got damage control teams going to engines, right? That's gonna. I mean, that's gonna be his thing when it's his turn.
And Chief, you're down in engineering too, right?
She's on the bridge.
You're on the bridge?
I'm on the bridge for now
Great.
until someone tells me go downstairs.
No. I think you're good up here.
Wherever you regenerate shields from.
Wait, isn't the difficulty less though when you're in engineering?
Difficulty is reduced by 1 when you're in
But
engineering.
it's a minor action to go anywhere.
But this is regenerating shields, which I could do from my station.
Yeah, you can do that
that's
from your
true.
station.
Cool.
Yeah,
Great.
And Jiv got
So I
yeah.
assume at some point somebody yells at me, "Shields are down, Captain."
Oh, yeah.
You
And I
hear,
say, "Chief, get those shields back up
and
now."
then you
Captain.
hear Shiv. You hear Shiv come up with the intercom, go, "Captain, we took a hell of a hit. We can't get hit like that again."
I'm working on protecting us, Jiv. Keep
Commander.
those engines.
Can I assist her at all?
I'm so nervous.
Okay, so you have the cheat sheet in front of you
Which cheat sheet?
to regenerate shields
Yes.
to get shields up. Okay.
It takes 1 power.
and we need
Control engineering.
take a momentum for
It's
Chief
difficulty
Rand.
1, assisted by the ship. Can someone roll for the
this?
ship?
What is the
It
ship rolling?
Structure engineering.
And it's at +2 difficulty
Oh my god.
because the engines just got damaged.
So what's the difficulty total?
Correct.
And it's also going to take 1 more power. Or no.
It
That's
takes 1
that's
power.
So you're just going to take 1 power.
What's the difficulty?
What's the difficulty say on that? Do you
Total.
know?
What's that?
What's the difficulty?
Does it give you a difficulty rating? Okay,
One difficulty.
And then so
Alright.
it's 3 total, correct?
No, because there's no increased difficulty. Because
Well, because the +2 difficulty.
oh, that's correct. Because the engines
No,
are
no,
damaged.
plus 1 difficulty
But
if the
plus-
ship is if the shields are at 0.
Okay, so then the difficulty is going to be 4.
4.
This isn't an engines task.
If it requires an engineering, if any task requires engineering, it's at +2 difficulty because
That's
the engineering
right. What I
section's
was-
been damaged.
And
I thought it was
for
in
me, it's control.
engines, not engineering.
The
we
system has
get
been significantly damaged. This increases the difficulty of all tasks that involved or assisted by the ship's engines. Oh, you're right. By
So
+2.
because it's structure,
So you're right.
we're okay with that, and it's just difficulty 2.
You're right. Thank you for
Okay,
correcting.
difficulty
yeah.
2. Okay.
So it's difficulty 2 then.
All right.
All right, roll a success.
You got it.
I'm using a momentum, please.
Yep.
Okay.
Did we already take that?
And
Yeah,
if you get
we
a
already took
success, we got one from Sally.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm rolling control engineering.
By the way,
That's not me.
the bird of prey is in your firing arc. You have aft torpedoes and aft phasers, just so y'all know.
There I am.
But it's at close range with us.
It's at close range.
Yep.
And this container.
Ooh.
To plant it in the eddy.
Damage. Okay, this is that's 4 successes for me.
And
So
1 for
5.
me, so 5 total.
Ooh. Max out on momentum.
Is there a thing you can do with bonus momentum?
Yes.
I think it's
do
just
that.
1 because the difficulty was 4. No.
No, it was
that's
2.
right.
It was 2.
Difficulty was 2. Lovely. We were maxed out at momentum.
So, with a successful roll, the ship regains 2 points of moment or 2 points to shield and +2 for every momentum spent, and it is repeatable. So,
How much spillover did we get from the immediate? It was difficulty 2. We were 2 momentum
I
down.
got 4 from me and 1 from Sally.
So that means we have 3 immediate momentum that we could spend on doing that.
Should we spend all 3? Yes.
Yeah.
Pick it up to shields 5.
Get up the shields up to 5.
It's immediate.
2,
It was the
4,
spillover.
6.
Sam,
Shields up to 6.
Real quick, can you remind me
No,
exactly
7.
the total
No,
number of crew
8.
compliments on
2, 4.
Sally? 100 and...
We're
Give or
spending
take, because
3
we've had
momentum, right?
a
Yeah.
lot of
On
up
top
and
of that,
down.
so success
You're in
points? 2 points.
Okay,
I
we're
want
just gonna...
to say 157.
That's actually what I was
We
about
get
to say,
8 points
157.
to our shields, guys.
All right.
8 points to shields.
Yep, that's my math. All right, we are almost back up to shields, thanks to our chief.
Ooh, chief.
Chief's fingers play across the LCAR system as you begin to redistribute power systems across Sally. The
way
panicked
we're getting hit
anxiety
like that
of that
again.
attack. You see some ventilations coming out from overheated power couplings in the bridge. So steam like rockets into the bridge area as Sally's kind of exhaling from getting gut punched. You manage to reroute enough power to get it back up online. You watch as shields go. Sally's gets how many shield points back?
8.
8. Nicely done,
Yes.
Mala Ren.
Thank you.
8 points
We
of
just
shields
fixed
back.
the warp core. There's no way I'm letting this girl die. No way.
That later, I guess.
Right now in engineering,
up in here.
right now in engineering, Jiv is distributing damage control teams, and he just goes, "Yes, Mala, yes."
Just a small smile to Mala. Just a small. Just a small one.
Are you paying momentum to keep initiative? You can do it
It's
once.
free quick to action.
Oh, that's right. You got quick to action.
And because the other enemy went, like, we're good to just keep all day, and
What you
then
doing?
they just do a ton of stuff.
Okay.
Damage control.
So engines are at
move us out
+2
close.
difficulty.
I'm only helpful with already breached departments.
Yeah.
But so I can, if I can pull my action off, they get a bonus D20.
That's correct.
I just don't want to take up a turn order we need for something else.
But we can keep
So to
the
give you guys
initiative.
context, Dr. Throlo can use their action to do a daring medicine task, assisted by ship's computer and medicine at a difficulty of 2, and that's essentially treating the people who have been injured in the breach and sending them back to the station immediately, which gives you an automatic +1 D20.
That's amazing.
Or they
Yeah.
get to re-roll a D20.
Yeah, you get
the
to
next time that
you get to
department
re-roll a
does
D20
task.
on that task.
Yeah, we can do that. We can go through this whole crew, and then they go through their whole crew because they acted first.
Yeah, and guys, just to give y'all, because you're getting some more information in, the scale of the ship is 5, so she's 1 scale bigger than Sally.
Yep.
She's a big baby.
Are we doing engines next?
Yes.
It's
Can
a
next
bonus
up, me.
to
Me and then
the
Nim.
engines, and then to the engines,
Okay.
and then to running, and then to shooting.
Because we need.
I have an advantage right now, specifically for the engine room when this kind of stuff happens.
Can you do
You
a minor
acted
action
around-
to get to engineering?
But it's not really my.
Well,
It's just the engine
combat?
room has fail safes right now.
So just so you know, in combat, this does not work like Star Wars, or later season DS9 where people are flying around like this. This is like old school ship combat. It takes a minor action to get down to engineering and do whatever you can. As in this game, as a minor action, you can get anywhere in the ship.
That was my question. Is it my advantage or just whoever's in the engine room gets that advantage because it's from fail safes that I put in?
Oh, is this the advantage?
Oh, the thing you said. The thing that I said.
This has been laid in, so I would allow it to happen. Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Great,
Awesome.
wonderful.
Yes.
Awesome. Wow. All right.
So what were the fail safes?
The fail safes were if the engines
just prep for
stopped
engineering?
working because of the warp core thing. So like it was prepared for power being lost to the engine room in general.
Okay.
So it was like fail safes to help
Then
start
what I'll do-
sparking it before the damage control team could get to it.
So then what I'll do is the difficulty to repair the engines in the state that they're in right now is 3. I'll reduce it by 1. All right.
Awesome.
So it'll be difficulty 2.
Okay.
If you want to send damage control to help Jiv, if you want Jiv to jump on that, which
All right, but we buff first with the doctor, right? That's how you do the thing? Do the thing?
Okay, so the doctor is going to be sending people that were hurt back to engineering so that engineering gets to
If I
roll
pull
a
this off.
d20.
That's how it.
So Jiv can re-roll a d20 if he so chooses with what Jiv is
With
going
his
to try to
action,
do right
yes.
now,
I
which
have
is to try to
only
fix
if
the
I pull it
engines.
off.
Well,
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and pull it
do
off,
your
Doc.
thing, Doc. You got this.
Okay.
Momentum.
We believe. You're good at
so
should I?
Doc. So as Sally, the alarms are blaring, and sure enough, your medbay door comes opening up, and you see one of the ensigns props the door open as they start bringing in wounded. You see members of the Ox crew coming in with burns on the side of their face. Some of them are screaming. They get dragged into the medical room. Some of them are being carried and loaded up onto the stations. A few of them, the staff, are rushing over and immediately helping them up and putting hyposprays, painkillers on them immediately. And you go to work. Make your roll.
May I?
Yes.
This is all happening while combat continues, but not the next action yet, so go ahead and make your roll.
I am assisted by the ship's computers plus medicine.
Yep. Computers plus medicine, it's a daring plus medicine task. The difficulty of this is 2.
Ooh. Does my focus in triage or emergency medicine apply
Yes,
here?
absolutely.
Okay. Just checking.
This is definitely what that's used for.
1, 2, 3. I got 4 successes.
Sally's power is somewhere else right now.
Okay.
Okay, 4 successes is plenty, so you're gonna get back 2 momentum. Ooh, you know what? I forgot to award myself momentum for hitting you guys. Threat, I should say.
Yeah, we had
okay, so...
to you.
There's also something about tasks being easier if I'm in sickbay, but I didn't look up the rules, so I'm not going to try to play it right now.
Typically, your difficulty is reduced by 1.
Okay.
I'm using this
But this is built in as a sickbay action that has difficulty too. So
I'm
it would-
ruling that since it specifies that you are in sick bay and it sets the difficulty at 2, I'm not going to reduce the
Makes
difficulty
sense.
by 1. Okay, so sure enough, yeah, you manage to stabilize everybody. There are 6 total injured, and you're able to. They're all engineering staff, so you're able to send them back down to engineering while the maneuvers are taking place upstairs.
Great.
So that's going to be the action, Sally's action this round. So next time you get initiative back, it's going to be Jiv repairing the engines.
So I was double checking the keep the initiative stuff because we worked this out a while ago, and I
Yep.
checked the keep the initiative and I checked the talent. Once players opted to keep the initiative, no one can do it until the opposition has taken at least 1 turn of their own.
That's
They
correct.
started taking a turn. And so typically we would just pay momentum to pass this around the whole crew and just do 2 the whole time. But because of quick to action in the first round, we always ignore the cost. So we could theoretically keep the initiative for free till the whole crew is gone.
So I'm ruling that the only way you're able to keep initiative past going twice in a row is burning determination, and that's based off a conversation I had.
mean
Or
with
momentum.
Momentum, yes, and that's based off a conversation I had with Nathan.
Okay, if we have a
Yeah.
rules clarification.
Yeah,
that-
I'll check
then
in with
let's-
him, but right now I'm going off of you only get 2 actions in a row unless you burn determination, which I believe are momentum.
Even
Right.
action
No.
That's possible to take.
Yep.
It's momentum to get 2 actions in a
Yes,
row,
it's even
correct?
action
But you didn't have to pay that because
Quick to action.
Right.
right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think
But you can only go twice in a row. The only way you can break that is if you burn determination, call upon determination, if I remember correctly.
Then let's go.
Okay.
Guys, I'm sorry.
Go
I
again.
maybe would have made a different choice if I understood our turn order
If
situation.
I had other.
Well, now remember, if they try to take the same action twice, they're at +1 difficulty. So this turn, they don't attack. Instead, they're going to do an attack pattern.
Okay.
So we can't use the momentum right now to keep going?
No, because you've gone twice in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you.
What's up?
No, I thought you said we get the 2 in a row, then we have to start spending momentum.
Then you have to start burning determination. You can only ever go twice.
So not momentum.
You can only ever go twice in a row. You only get one, then you have to burn momentum to go again, and then it's immediately the other player's turn.
Got it.
So now that we're rolling with this,
if you want to break that
stick
rule,
a
it's
pin
determination.
in quick to action and have a trek camp. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get hit. Or attack pattern. Your attack pattern.
Attack pattern was successful. So you see this Klingon bird of prey immediately after it strikes you from above. It you begin to watch Lassie. It is a classic maneuver. You're watching this thing strike from behind, and it immediately begins to bank back around so it can strike you from behind again. It looks like it's focusing its fire on it. Let me put it this way. By the way that the bird of prey is banking and coming back around, she seems like she's aware that she damaged the engines of the Sally Ride, and she's coming back to do it again. She's probably going to make a called shot next turn to hit you where you hurt.
Is there anything I can do on impulse power to do some kind of evasive maneuver toward the...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Why don't you check
But that's going to require an engines check.
Huh?
That's going to require engines check. That's going to be a maneuver, so you're going to be using the ship's engines on that one.
Yep.
So you might want to let Jiv go first and then keep the initiative.
Jiv?
Yep, that's
All
the
right.
plan.
I need those engines.
So start thinking about what maneuvers you want to do. We might also want to get out of their range.
Yep.
That increases the difficulty for some of their weapons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could I ask a question?
What's
Would Lassie have any knowledge on the viability of, with Klingon techniques, espionage computers, knowing how to hack into their systems?
Knowing any kind of a prefix code to lower their shields to do something.
In combat such as this, it's typical that the communications and link-ups like that are jammed to prevent the enemy from doing such a thing or communicating for reinforcements. You can attempt it.
With their shields
Could we
up,
run this
too.
through the signal jamming mechanic? Like an offensive ECM?
Yeah, absolutely. You can try it.
So there is a
But-
kind of action that you can take.
But just be aware, they're probably attempting to do the same thing. So it's going to be a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I
Yeah,
meant. though.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a starship combat.
But let's get out of the way
But
first.
lastly, just to give you an idea, it is not a typical thing at all because Federation network systems don't necessarily speak too well to Klingon systems. You know what I mean? So you can do it. It's always possible, but it is going to be a hell of a roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could conceivably create an advantage for her to do that as captain.
However, McQueen probably would, with your tactics and abilities, you would probably get to be able to apply your focuses to things like scanning for weaknesses and being able to sort of debuff them before you guys open fired or returned fired or whatever you were going to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
Okay, we got
Jiv.
options for when it's back to us.
Jiv is going to request a burn of momentum.
Yes.
Get an
Yep.
extra
Do
die
the
here.
things.
Yes.
Do all the things.
Okay.
And you may re-roll 1d20.
That's
you're at
good to
difficulty
know.
2.
Difficulty is now at 2.
Ooh.
And this will take
Is
it from
Sally
damage to
assisting?
impacted. What's that?
Is Sally assisting?
No, Sally's not assisting on
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Damage control teams are in place. Let's see how he's going to re-roll that.
Thanks, Doc.
When did he burn that determination? That was the night before.
Oh boy.
It's once per story.
He's a veteran.
He is a veteran. Let me look at his stat real quick.
Ooh. Sam, we love you.
Nice save, Sam.
So much.
Yeah, Jiv has been around.
Start
Let's
thinking
see.
about maybe if we want to warp around to,
Yes, he
dot,
does.
to the dot spot
That's what I was...
to extend range.
I was going to...
Okay,
So if we get him,
so I'm going to call it. I'm going to re-roll this. He's going to use
Just like...
engineer at heart, and he's going to try to fix her heart.
how's her heart doing?
Have you used the reroll?
Yeah, I just used it. Oh,
No,
the
not
re-roll
the-
one die? Yes, I re-rolled the one die.
Yeah.
Okay. Thankfully, the difficulty had been reduced by 1. Jiv gets it.
So we have our engines back.
Your engines are now at impacted as opposed to damaged.
Great.
They're restored to function and can be used again normally?
No, you guys are still at a penalty, but they're not. They're not at plus.
It says if the roll was successful, the systems is restored to function and can be used as normally. It just does not remove the breach, but it removes all penalties imposed by that damage.
Oh, so it doesn't just drop down to impact. Okay, so it's at the damaged rank, but it doesn't. But you're no longer penalized.
Correct. So for the purposes of the ship being incapacitated.
So mark down that you have 2 breaches on the engines, but now you're functioning again.
Okay.
So Sally basically licks her wounds from that strike, and now it's the Klingon's turn again.
Wait.
Keep the initiative.
Oh, you kept the initiative? Okay, so burn your 2 momentum. And
Captain, with your permission, I would like to warp back to our probe and kind of almost hide behind it and have it just pinging, messing up their sensors.
As of right now, that's the best call.
And also, it
Swift
would
task to keep the initiative. It's
and
2
wouldn't
moments.
that?
Yeah, but the quick to action works the whole round.
Oh,
Just
that's
the
right. It
first
does
round.
work the whole round. That's right. It's
Yeah.
the first round of combat.
Yeah, or it's deep
wait.
nerf.
So we get
Yeah.
to keep our momentum?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So two.
Yep. Because you got the XO who's like burning through tactics right now.
Okay. Bear with me.
Get
Would
us
that
the
be a good
hell outta
idea
here,
to
Ensign. Yes.
go to the probe? Well, I know, but
Absolutely.
Commander said something different, so I didn't know if I should
or
go
the,
that way.
The whole.
I was going to go back to the probe
They're
where
the
we
same.
were.
Yeah,
or the
exactly.
hole.
Oh, I thought.
Okay.
Probe in the hole.
So
are
that's
one and the
going to
same?
be your
I
base.
don't know.
They're not.
I didn't think they were near
They're
each
different.
other.
They're not near each other.
What?
But I figured the probe would help confuse the Klingon sensors.
It's also
and
right by the
weapons.
gravitic anomaly.
Okay.
Yes, the
So
hole.
you were basically coming about and jumping to warp
The
1
probe.
to jump
Yes.
back over to the
by the
probe.
No, it's not the
Yes.
hole.
Does it also mess with our
No, it
it's
just
the
made
hole.
it made the hole bigger. The hole
Yes,
is way over
because
there.
it's in it.
No, it's not in it.
No.
The
it's not
probe
in
is
it.
way over there.
It just
we're
adds-
The hole is way over there.
The,
in every
the probe,
direction,
the
so-
probe's
Oh.
sending out a pulse, and it agitated one of the anomalies that you didn't know were there, and it caused it to grow, essentially.
Right.
But it was only
they're-
20 km away, so it at warp that's peanuts, I think, to the anomaly.
So we want to go to the anomaly instead?
I wanna run them into that pothole.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. The probe is all the way on the other side.
Okay,
But I just
20
thought the
kilometers,
probe
not a lot of
might eschew their weapons and
That
their
is also
sensors.
a
And the
possibility.
hole's not going to.
So you're trying to lure them back to the electromagnetic disturbance.
No.
Okay.
No, we're now trying to go to the pothole.
Which is the electromagnetic disturbance.
Oh, not
Yeah,
not the probe that we've launched, right? I'm very confused. Which direction
Hold
am I
on,
flying?
hold on,
The probe
hold on.
or the hole?
Listen to me. Stop for
Okay.
a second. There was the electromagnetic disturbance.
Yes.
Which the probe, as flying past, agitated and caused it to grow. The
Yes.
probe continued on its course.
Oh, I thought we
Sending
just
out-
dropped it like poopy.
No, it's not a buoy. It was a probe, so it was launched.
Got it.
So it flew past this thing. So that is the thing I was calling a pothole.
That is where I'm just confused. I'm flying to the hole. Okay, let's go.
So you're flying to the hole.
Sorry, guys. I got really confused.
That's
I thought
okay.
it was just
Ask
chilling
questions.
like a poop. Okay.
You're good. All right, so you're plotting a course and jumping.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right,
so warp
Sally-
action.
So it's going to be a warp action. It's
Yes.
going to cost you some power here.
Yep, it is.
It should be
and
one?
this should be to one per zone. This should be an extreme range.
It is, and you're going to burn an extra warp because you're using Sally's engines and they're strained.
Okay.
So it's good.
No, it takes away the.
Not today.
No, it takes away the penalty from the damage, but Sally is still winded from when you guys didn't get.
We
Sally's,
reset her.
What? No,
We didn't know
that
that
did
it
not.
was-
That penalty
that
does
did
not
not
go
go
away.
away.
You need to do a
Oh.
complete engine overhaul. You reset her, but it doesn't remove.
We
the
need to go
penalties
like.
that it goes.
We need to like give her a couple.
Yeah.
In any
so-
case, I rolled for her. We're cool.
Okay.
At least for
So
the
she regenerates
with
that one
respect to the penalty.
All right. I
That
took
one
momentum.
power. Do you want me to? We have to roll for each of the warp ones. Though.
Okay, so go ahead and
That is
roll
6
that.
power.
She re-
Sitting here
Replenish.
smoking a cigar.
Replenish. Wow.
Did you just replenish all of her warp
Yeah,
power?
none of the power gets burned. I rolled effect 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Sally
what's the
Ride.
difficulty?
What's our power now? So
A warp action's difficulty 2,
it's
if
a
I
7.
remember correctly.
You have to look at the warp actions for you, but
should be on
we're
range.
exactly.
10.
We should be at. I have 7 marked
Okay.
because we did not regenerate any power from anything that y'all have done.
It doesn't. It doesn't say
And
a
the
difficulty
initial
on mine.
hit
It just says.
took our power down. We also lost some power earlier in the
Yeah, I
session.
was at 7. Am I adding what you just
No,
rolled?
We just didn't lose anything.
Great. Oh, okay.
We're still at 7. All right, warp action to get
Okay.
to extreme
It doesn't
range.
give me a difficulty or what to roll.
Then if that's.
So then the power cost is the cost, and we just. Is that?
I believe that's the case. I'm just going to double check it because I have it right
Yep,
here in
no,
front of me.
With ya.
Unless I'm doing an attack pattern or a ramming speed, which I'm not.
Reading a book on Klingons.
It doesn't give me any information. So
Don't
the
worry,
difficulty would be determined by you.
Give me 1 sec. I'm
Sure,
gonna
sure.
I'm gonna get that for you.
Yep.
Unless I'm also adding an evasive action to this as I go.
Nope.
I don't think I can.
Stack this, can you?
I don't think so.
I mean, I feel like Sage could, but the game probably.
Piece of cake. Again, I apologize for the probe. I was
Okay.
very confused.
Oh no, I was
tasked
confused
to do
too.
it, too.
I also assumed it was a buoy. So
Okay.
Here we go. It's a controlled contest difficulty 0, assisted by the
Oh.
ship's engines plus con.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, I spent one, and I will hopefully generate.
So this is going to be a good opportunity to actually regenerate power.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the bird of prey is going to have to pursue you.
Good.
That's why I thought we should
alright.
shoot it.
So Eric,
Roll con.
Okay, cool. What's up?
to be particular about the positioning that we
I
want
can
from this
do
action,
this.
We're interposing the pothole.
You're gonna get it between the two of you because you want them to come running into it. I had a feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Bonnie,
Yes.
I'm gonna raise the difficulty, but you already threw. Don't worry.
Okay.
What I'll do here, you got 3 successes.
Yeah.
So only get one. Only get 1 momentum from that.
Okay. But what I was also assisted by Sally.
Didn't work.
Oh.
Never mind.
So basically, you're doing warp now. Remember that, Lark, as you're kind of sweating there at the console, like pulling your fingers once again playing across the L cards as you're trying to look up at the console and the view screen as you're watching this huge Klingon battle cruiser bearing down on the back of Sally
really
as she's
big.
coming about. Interposing that the best Sally can do is get alongside it and use its momentum coming out of warp to hope that you guys are interposed between the two of it. Because you remember that old Starfleet additive, faster than light, no left or right? There's no maneuvering at warp. So you basically do a hop right onto just sort of an angled on the other side of this thing.
Okay.
With those many successes, I'm going to give it to you. The bird of prey has to spend, how much power did you spend to jump?
That would be 3 zones because it's 3 power, 3 zones.
So it's got to burn 4 power?
It might be worth spending 2 momentum for a swift task for you to lay in evasive maneuvers.
Ooh.
It raises the difficulty by 1, but evasive maneuvers is only a DC 1 check.
Let's do it. I'm on
Okay.
it.
So 2 momentum down, swift task. I believe it's difficulty 2 for you to do evasive maneuvers.
Evasive action or no?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, evasive action. It's control con, difficulty of 1.
If you succeed, you'll nullify the bonus he got from attack pattern
Okay.
last turn.
The ship assists with structure and con.
All right.
And then so until the flight controller's next task, which is me, all attacks against us, is increased.
You have a flyby talent, doesn't that?
And I have
Come in here
flyby.
too?
So whenever I use the swift task momentum spin, I do not increase the difficulty of
our
the second
attacks.
task if one of the tasks you attempt is to pilot a vessel.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
So it means it's actually back to DC 1.
Great! So I'm rolling, what am I rolling?
It is Daring Con.
Make your roll.
Yeah, it is.
Make your roll, make your roll.
All right.
No, it is not. It's evasive action, right? It's control con. Attack pattern is daring con.
Weird.
Different tables?
I'm on page 222 in the
Use whatever
book.
you've got there, Bonnie.
Yeah, I got the one that he printed out for us. Unless
That's the most up-to-date one.
Another
That
one
one
is-
just came out, so go ahead and just use that one.
Yeah, that one says control con too. Yeah,
Alright,
control
cool.
con. I mean, it's the same. Okay. And should I get another die? Is that
Yeah.
okay? How many
Okay.
difficulty? How much
Do
difficulty
it.
is this?
One.
One. And
Oh,
don't forget, Martinez, you can give command orders too.
Yeah, command me.
At difficulty 0 to regenerate momentum as you need it on your action. So.
Okay.
This is going to cost us a power if it works. So keep an eye.
It'll work.
One. Hold on.
How much are we down to from the jump?
Did I use the
nothing
ship's
because
computer?
I rolled like a maniac.
Sensors?
So we should be down to
You
6.
should have the rolls right there on that thing.
Construct. The computer used con, right? No.
Yes, it did. Structure con.
So that does not help me, right?
Structure con?
Yep. No.
That'll help you.
No, it's not computers or sensors.
No.
Right in the middle of
Crap.
this.
You needed one, you got one, right?
What? Yeah, I have one.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Unfortunately, the computer is dealing with the fact that it was just hit, so it does
Yeah.
not help you.
So we succeed, but
All right.
generate momentum.
Cool. Great.
Makes sense.
Sally immediately banks and the nacelles come up. The bird of prey positions right behind her for another attack, and you immediately come out of warp right next to this eddy. The ship goes, kind of rumbles a little bit at the proximity of this electromagnetic disturbance, but the shields don't give it away, and you guys just coast right by it. The bird of prey wings fold up and jumps right behind you guys, comes out of warp on its action, and wings fold back down. I'm going to burn 2 threat to keep action. I am going to rule, however, that they are now at medium range
Okay.
Okay.
because you
Instead
guys
of
have put
close?
the eddy between the two of you.
That's great for
Okay.
their disruptors. I'm not sure that they're too big for that to be the only weapon they have.
They are going to use this action to open fire from where they're at.
So
Plus 1 difficulty. You're at medium range. Plus 1 more difficulty.
Yep.
And plus another difficulty because they are aiming for your engines. So they're gonna. So this is this is not gonna be easy. I'm gonna spend a threat here to.
DC 2 check. +1 range. +1 called shot.
They're gonna need
+1 evasive.
They're gonna need
no +1.
No, you guys don't get a bonus to evasive.
No.
You basically canceled.
There was one more that you just said that I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's range, called shot, and
later action.
And,
plus
because they're
DC2,
committing the same action again.
That gets us to DC 5 check.
Ooh.
Did they make a DC 5 check?
They got 4 successes.
Oh.
Sally rumbles as that shot barely misses the engine section of the ship.
So
I got rolled 2 crits.
So the difficulty was.
The difficulty for them to hit was 5 on you guys.
Wow.
I know we only have 2 momentum left, but how would we feel about a complication that their miss got all up in the gravitic anomalies business, with them right near it? That'd make me happy.
It wouldn't do anything.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
no.
you.
I'll just give you a heads up. Shooting the gravimetric disturbance is not going to do anything.
Okay.
All right, 10 minutes.
Yep.
Bird of Prey opens fire. Just to give you guys some context, if that strike had hit and breached again, let me just put it this way. Sally cannot withstand another pair of breaches to the engine core.
No.
No, it's not recommended.
The ship rumbles. It becomes very clear to you, Martin, as they're shooting to kill. It's now Sally's go.
Attack pattern?
Should we scan for weakness?
Commander,
You've
status
already
report.
done as many as you can do.
What's the status?
That jump and putting things between you guys, you're no longer on the defensive. You've evened out the playing field, and
And we have options.
you have
Yeah.
options again.
And we're in ideal shooting range for our phasers right now. I want to get an acknowledgement, so I do want someone on this crew. Or possibly it could count as an incidental or otherwise. I want to send one more tweet at them.
What do you want it to say? What do you want it to say?
Exact same thing, adding the words please acknowledge.
Spend a momentum and I'll let you do it.
Right.
Okay.
Sir,
So
I'd like to fire the pew pews.
before you do that, Commander, McQueen, do you have any Klingon intel that could help this situation?
Yeah. You can make a roll here if you wanted to get.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll.
Great.
What's the? Is it insight security?
Yeah, inside security, and you got your focuses on this.
Should I? What is there a difficulty?
Difficulty here is going to be 1. So this would be a good opportunity to generate some momentum.
Then last momentum spent. We are clean
boy.
out.
Yeah,
That
okay.
And McQueen gets another die.
Oh, McQueen.
3 dice, difficulty
Crit,
1.
crit.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
3 successes,
All right.
get 3, so you're going to get
2 momentum.
2 momentum.
All right.
What would you like to know?
Any weaknesses as opposed to this?
Cavort. Okay, so what you know is a Cavort class bird of prey seriously outguns the Sally Ride, as you well know. This is this she's out of your class right now. She is 1 rank above you. There's no real known weaknesses on a Cavort class bird of prey. Cavort class birds of prey are the modern version of the old Brel class. They solved all of the problems that they had with the Brel class when they made the Cavort class. These are the ships that are probably attacking Federation outposts right now. They're designed to destroy. Here's what you do know about Cavort class. They have a very specific firing arc. Because they're using disruptor cannons, they don't have the arc that the Sally does because you have phaser arrays. So it's entirely possible to use that to your advantage. Plus, they have to be, as Sam pointed out, Rue would have told you and you would confirm that they need to be within close range to use those weapons to maximum advantage.
So it'd be moving at a particular range. And
Keep it distance and stay out of the firing arc and keep them having to maneuver. You've got that on your side.
Right.
Because you're a science vessel, because Sally's got those sensor scans, because you can reduce difficulties and stuff, Sally swings above her weight. So it's not like you're helpless.
It's not great, but
Right.
all right.
They're behind us currently.
That's correct.
Well, do we want-
And by the
Medium
way, I'll
range.
give you this too because of your roll. They're headed straight for that gravitational eddy.
Do we
They
want to
do. They
eject?
either don't know it's there or they've got a plan.
not
But
sure we're going
they
fast.
came out of warp and Sage was able to successfully position Sally right in front of that on the other side
Right,
of
we
it.
would have to move out of range.
Well, we could eject it, and either they would run and their warp core would activate it, or we can fire a photon torpedo backward. But anyway, that I think is for another round.
If you want to spend a momentum, I'll give you another piece of information. Because as a tactician, and as someone formerly Section 31, you would kind of...
I mean,
I'm getting
We're
a feeling.
Yeah. What else?
Here's what you would know. That gravimetric eddy, if a ship hits that eddy and its shields have not been properly modulated,
That's not bad.
basically the bird of prey or any ship that enters it will incur a complication. It'll burn out some of the shield's emitters, reducing the ship's shield value by 3. So it's going to, and that cannot be repaired unless you're in space dock.
All right.
So you hit that eddy, and it's going to start tearing up the shields.
Strongly favored.
That coupled with that little bomb you got,
Bomb.com.
you might be able to surprise them.
But they need to hit that eddy before we can surprise them with this bomb.
If you want it to do maximum effect, I'm treating that bomb like a torpedo.
Right. It won't go off until we
Right.
hit it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Cool.
I think we should launch that and do maximum damage.
5
when we
minutes.
Go through
All right.
okay.
the
And you two still
the
have actions.
pothole.
Yeah.
And the
So-
captain can command someone else to do an action.
If you want to
wanted
generate
do-
momentum, you can throw down a command. You can basically say Martinez is shouting commands on the bridge.
That's what I'm doing.
So
or
then
you
I
can
would
use
say
that.
make a command presence roll.
Shout again.
At
Sorry, say
difficult-
that again?
Or
Direct action?
no. Use generate momentum. It's all good. Go.
So it's a command
Dis-
presence roll, difficulty 0.
Yeah.
To just generate momentum? Then I'll do that. A command presence roll,
Difficulty 0. So Martinez is basically shouting orders on the bridge.
And just
You want a
start us
third
off
die?
with 2.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and use a determination.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your value?
My value is everyone aboard has a vital role.
What are your other values?
Married to the ship. And my wife's taking a beating right now.
What's the
Oh, it's got real.
what is the other value?
No one gets left behind. Belief in Starfleet. Prejudice is the most dangerous thing in the galaxy.
So Hector, you can challenge one of those values and cross it off and gain the determination point.
Yeah, it's going to be challenged. It's going to be belief in Starfleet.
Wow. That's going to play into the future. All right, so
That
cross
tracks.
off that value.
So challenge a value, I gain a point of determination.
So you
Which
automatically
I'd
going to
like
gain.
to use to gain 2. No, to gain it is
You
it
get
an
a crit.
automatic?
You get an automatic
It's
crit.
an
So
auto
that's 2
crit.
moments
And
you're
now
going to
you
get. Now make your roll.
And now the roll you said was a command.
It's command presence, difficulty 0.
That is 3 successes.
3 momentum.
You guys, your captain just maxed out your momentum pool.
Yeah, he
Shouting
did.
commands.
He did.
You hear a tone in Martinez's voice you haven't heard before. The optimism, the hope has given way to this raw, like almost it's anger and determination as he's getting up, like leaning forward in his seat and shouting. You managed to put that eddy on the other side of you. Just as this is happening, you guys hear static coming over the comm. And then you hear, Sally Ride, this is Hornet Squadron. We are on an attack run. Please stand by.
Yep, they didn't get it.
We got to keep them away from that
If
anomaly.
they're on attack.
It doesn't fucking matter now. We have to destroy these Klingons.
You see on
Wipe them off the
sensors,
face of existence.
Hi, sir.
moving away from the planet, at first looks like a silhouette of a scale 5 ship. But as it starts moving into the combat zone, it is 18 Peregrine fighters.
Cool. They look super cool.
A
Awesome.
full squadron in formation.
Great.
Don't go in
Really
the
great.
hole.
And
Really
they are traveling warp 1 and towards your direction.
Commander, hail them and tell them about that hole. Chief, I want you to bomb. I want you to teleport to transport McQueen's bomb off of this bridge and in front of that ship immediately.
In the ship or in the hole, sir?
If it's in the hole, it could be lost.
Oh.
Right in front of that ship.
Can you?
All right. As you begin to set to the transporter, as the squadron begins to close in, as Martinez shouts the orders, that's where we have to stop tonight's game.
Oh my god.
Fantastic.
Gotta wait till their shields are down.
Well, I'll help get their shields
can
down
send it and
when
then
I
detonate
shoot
it.
them real hard next episode. But if you want to hear about how excited I am to shoot them next episode, stick around 7:30
For
on
Behind the
Alpha
Shield.
for Behind the Shield.
Yeah.
That will soon be down.
So next episode, we're gonna start in the middle of combat.
Cool.
Sally has gotten her nose seriously bloodied. Two breaches on Sally.
Oh my god.
That's pretty brutal.
Cleaning her up and sending her back in the ring.
Two more. If that ship had hit, if you got 2 more breaches on the engine, it would have been a warp core breach.
Oh my gosh.
And then I would have run from my
that bird of
station.
prey hit one of the most sensitive areas of the ship in the opening salvo.
Yes, it
And
did.
that was purely by dice roll. I was
You've
done.
had coffee back there this whole time?
Yep. Oh yeah. So that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Definitely stay tuned for Behind the Shield in 30 minutes on Alpha.
Huge
I'm
thanks
sure
to
Sam's gonna have a
Josephine
lot to talk about.
for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Josephine, for coming in and
Thanks for
using
having
your
Saving our ass.
tactical
Amazing cover.
expertise. Yeah.
Practical tactical.
Giving you
brilliance.
guys a tremendous advantage in knowledge of what you were going into.
And for building this thing that is now over there.
Yeah, and also coming up with a brilliant plan. I'm
Yeah.
curious. I didn't know you guys were doing that. I'm curious to see what happens. Also, don't forget, after Behind the Shield, which is going to be on Alpha, coming back on Twitch at 10 p.m. Is that correct? Gather your party.
9.
9 p.m. 9
Right?
p.m. 9:30? 9:30. Taliesin has been super excited about tonight's Gather Your Party, guys, so stay tuned for that. We will see you next week. Until then, scaling frequencies are closed.